Hello and welcome everybody. We're now going to see a game from the CPL qualifiers. Of course, these qualifiers are to know the teams that we want to see in the CWC coming up from CPL. In the season 7 of the CWC, there are actually multiple qualifiers going on at the same time. As you've seen, we covered CFCs. We got CFCIS actually. We got CVFR squadrons. We do have the CPL qualifiers, and I believe there were some LBC qualifiers, but they already know who they're gonna pick. It's gonna be, I'm gonna tell you about it a little bit later. No problems. Hey, welcome everybody. Guza Kimbo, good evening, sir. We got in the house Jingo 222 recovering from that COVID and getting back his strength. Thank you so much, sir, for coming on to the stream. And I do hope you'll definitely get all of your energy and there's some for your health over there. I do also see at the beginning Beaver Simpson was the first one to pick up that promotion. Thank you, sir, for joining, and of course much appreciated for showing up that early. We are actually starting at a different time zone over here on the 1800 instead of 1830, but it's all good. We're gonna see this on a Saturday, and I do hope we're gonna have an awesome time today with a Zone of Control's new team coming up with Change of Circumstance, COC. They did manage to integrate with the players of Sivjo, and as you can see them over here in the lobby, we got Khornie, we got Synth, we got Rage, and we got Noob634 coming up today for them. On the other team, on Holiday on Highlands, we have actually covered them quite a bit on the show tonight. In the previous months. Leni, we got Weltall, we got Mr. Toes, and it looks like Rhabarbertee is gonna be the one on the buttons over there choosing their maps and their civilizations. In the map pool choices, continents and islands has been chosen as today's map, and it does look like in the active ban phase here we do have Spain taken out first with Kublai coming up on the second one. 4 more civs to go, and I do believe we're gonna need to see Rhabarbertee pick something up. I do strongly believe we're probably gonna see something like a lot of coastal civilizations taken out in that ban phase, and they're gonna end up picking some of them, definitely the ones remaining. Who are they gonna go for? Oh my god, really? Pepega, they went for Mali? Like really, bro? Okay, they went for Mali third over here. Well, to be fair, it is one of the favorite civilizations of Noob634, but he also likes Dairo, he also likes Victoria, Eleanor. I'm pretty sure he can find himself another Civ over there to play with. We have Norway taken out as the 4th ban, and it does seem like COC is going to go for those coastal civilizations, not ending up on anything else. And of course, we got 2 more picks to go, and we're going to need to see what they're going to go and choose as their own civilizations to play in this game. Let me take a look over here. Then we go on the settings. There we go. There was also a vote. I'm not sure if you guys have managed to vote, but it looks like the wisdom of the chat has chosen that we're gonna have 2 remaps today. This is the prediction that has been going on for 15 minutes now, and it looks like, yeah, we finished it. Baron of Cheshire, good evening, sir. Welcome. How are you doing tonight? Okay, 7 more seconds to go, and we do see Japan picked up as the 5th ban. We do have 1 more to go with Khornie on the buttons there. He does have, oh man, I really hope they're gonna take out Eleanor. And Eleanor has been consistently showing up as an extremely strong civilization. It's unbelievable how of course the players are somehow ignoring it in the active ban phase, and they don't think it's that strong. And of course you've seen it multiple times, so it did manage to overwhelm their opponents with Eleanor. Well, Portugal is gonna be the one taken out. Portugal, another one of those strong ones. It's always, since it was banned and then unbanned, I totally forget about Portugal. For some reason, I totally forget about Portugal. This is my new Genghis Khan. If you guys remember me for a few months ago, I was always remembering forgetting to say we might actually see or not see Genghis Khan in the lobby. Have you ever seen Genghis Khan in the lobby? It doesn't look like it's showing up anymore. Anyway, Rhabarbertee over here with Victoria. We do have Khornie and Cynthia coming up on the next two choices, and we do have to see also what's gonna be their picks. With Victoria being picked first, they do need to counter it somehow, and of course Eleanor still is up for grabs. I'm curious, CPL qualifiers, does CPL qualifiers actually has the same bands? Let me actually take a quick peek over here in the band phase, as in the auto bands, because okay, I see if BBS wonders. Okay, Autobahn civilization. So Babylon is the only Autobahn civilization. They can actually pick from the band civilizations that are in the CPL Premier. That's what I wanted to check over here. They can actually go for Lotaro, for example. And of course, you've seen Mali taken out in the active ban phase, and the Coupe. Khornie here is going to go for Gitarja. I do see Cynthia is going to go for Dido, two very strong civilizations on the seas. Mr. Toes is going to have his fourth pick here soon enough, and of course he's going to round up these first four to be chosen. Then we're going to go into the second ban phase. I do hope, of course, we're going to need to see the second civilization being picked up by Holiday on Highlands, with Lotaro being up for grabs, Rome being up for grabs, quite a few, as well as Eleanor. Are they gonna go double England? They should go double England. It feels like they should definitely go double England. Come on, Mr. Toes, you can do it. Pick on that Eleanor. You can do it. You can do it. Who do you think? Oh, Lotaro. Okay, there we go. Lotaro being picked up fourth. Oh, man. I think actually at this moment, since realized Lotaro was actually open for her to pick, and she's now thinking to herself, oh, no, I could have had that Lotaro. She is a very big fan of Mapuche. We've seen her so many times in the games. I was pretty sure she's going to try one of this time. Anyway. We do have 4 more bands to go for, and as you can see over here on the continents and islands map, they did go for these coastal civilizations first: Victoria, Indonesia, Dido, and Lotaro. There still are quite a few civilizations for them to pick from, and of course we need to take a look at what they're gonna go for in the next ones. Khornie is gonna need to ban the next in the 7th choice. Oh, are they gonna go for the victory condition civilizations, or are they gonna keep on going on this trek of coastal? It looks like they went for Shaka. Okay, this is actually a very strong war civilization. I'm not so certain it's gonna give them that big of an advantage on continents and islands, but I guess they just don't want to handle that heat, whatever it is. They don't want to handle it. We do see, of course, there still are civilizations up for grabs, like Australia on the coast. We do have the 2 Tranda civilizations, Russia and Canada. We do need to see if they're going to pick something like out of the box, like Sweden. That could be actually quite something, but I doubt it. Gorgo would also be an interesting pick over here with that extra damage on its units. Not to mention you can get very fast culture. Anyway, it does look like Teddy Rough Rider has been chosen. Okay, Teddy showing up more and more in the ban phase, and not that much in the pick phase. It was in the first week. People got a hold of a taste, I should say, of Rough Rider, and then they just let it off. It was like 1 week or 2 weeks after the change, and then Teddy Roosevelt did catch up quite a few bands. Didn't show up that much in the pick phase anymore. Team 2 needs a warship. Well, they do have Indonesia and Phoenicia. I guess both of them are actually warships on the seas, especially Indonesia over there. And the binames at the beginning are legendary from Dino. But I guess, you've seen quite a few players talk about the lack of tempo over here on the Phoenicia. Even though, honestly, we've seen some players just make it shine with a proper strategy on it. So I'm not that worried that Phoenicia is not going to be up on par. But I do have to agree with Lotaro in the game with the extra +5. It can trade punches quite easily, especially in the golden ages, and we do need to check out how they're gonna play out for the admirals. That has been actually one of the reasons most of the time the players do manage to win on the seas, because they do manage to snatch those admirals. We do have Rome also in the ninth choice here as a ban, and one more ban is separating us from finding out exactly who is gonna play what. Rhabarbertee is gonna have the last remaining choice, and we're a few seconds from finding out. Did he get an upgrade? Yes, he did get an upgrade. He now doesn't have that continent split anymore. He gets an extra +1 damage per era. So you get one from the ancient era, you get another one from the classical era, you get another one from medieval, renaissance, and so on. And I think it's capped at like it's at +5. What was that? Industrial. Basil the second showing up in the 10th ban. Oh, they almost let him in. They did realize their mistake, and Rhabarbertee over here did take it out. Didn't want to handle that possible crusade with a Dromons, which is extremely hard to take care of. And from what I can see, we've got Rage over here picking on the buttons. Tomeris is going to be his choice. Of course, Tomeris here, like you said, a Warsif. They needed a Warsif. They got one. Tomeris is bonus points against wounded units works on the seas as well as on land. The heal also works on both sides, so amazing ability over there. Kind of underused on the seas, but because it doesn't have that many good bonuses to play with, but it does get the Kurgan, which has been showing up as a strong bonus to its improvements to its lands. We do need to see what kind of patches he's gonna have, because those Kurgans do benefit from extra faith per passion, and of course extra production, which is amazing. We do also see Leni is gonna go for Eleanor of Aquitaine. They did manage to get both of those Englands. Oh my god, Victoria and Eleanor. Oh man, this is gonna be quite a race for the admirals. I believe this is gonna be quite a race for the admirals. Weltall is gonna have the last choice for Holiday on Highlands, and the Noob 64 is gonna have the last choice for COC. Slowly but surely. Pericles, I would actually think something like Gorgo rather than, or actually I would pick something like Canada or something like Russia in this type of a matchup. They definitely have the gold necessary for whatever they have to do, and I'm pretty sure they would need something that would try to go for some kind of victory condition. Kublai China is going to be their choice. Kublai China, with its extra economic policy slot, with its +1 science and +1 culture per international trade route, does get well, a decent amount of bonuses. That extra economic policy is quite strong, and we've seen the Crouching Tiger actually do quite a bit of damage. We kind of need to see how he's gonna get to use all of these. We've seen actually a few days ago how Kublai China could actually take out Japan, which was wow, mind-boggling. It did manage to get such a good spawn. It overpowered Japan just by sheer stats over there. Not to mention the 7 turns before Caravels. It was unbelievable. We got Noob 64 coming up next. And yeah, it's not Highlands. It's not Highlands. We actually have Jadwiga being picked up by Noob 64, and we do need to see if Poland over here is going to try to go for a little bit of culture. Not only its wing hussars. There is a massive advantage here on Jadwiga that you have to take into account. It does generate a decent amount of tourism from those relics from the beginning, and of course we might actually see them acquire some of those relics from the huts. We're going to need to see what kind of development Poland will have, and of course what kind of possibilities he's going to get during the game, because the land is going to have quite a bit of a say over here. Let me actually take a look. Yeah, I need to quickly rejoin. Okay, there we go. Hello, Goody. Good evening, sir. Hello there. Okay, please turn off tournament draft. Monsieur Scarn, oh, bienvenue Scarn, comment ça va? Glad to see you here. Okay, there we go. So we got them turning off the tournament draft. We got them getting every civilization in line. Leni is going to go for Victoria. Noob 64 did show up in the third slot over here with Gitarja, with Indonesia. Rage is going Dido. We got Mr. Toesol, Eleanor, Synth. Okay, didn't pick something up. We do need to see what she's going to pick up. Rhabarbertee on Kublai Khan, China. We got Weltall on Lotaro, Khornie on Jarwiga. And from what I can see, Synth is just a few moments away from picking something up. Let's see how it is. Also, All Triangle, good evening, sir. Hello there. Glad to see you, Cassie. I have for work all day, so this will be a great to lift my spirit. Oh, glad to see. Oh my God, thank you, thank you. I can only try to do my best over here to lift the spirits. I will do my best. I will do my best. With Tomer, this is gonna be Synth choice, and of course we do have quite a few seconds to go for until. We're gonna get everybody in the game. Like I was saying, they do have one remap token for each team, and we do need to see if they're gonna want to choose it. At turn 8, we're gonna have a pause, and then we're gonna see the players have a vote, a quick vote, to see if they do feel like, you know, changing a little bit. This one, oh wait, they put the spawn guaranteed on strategic resources. Was the bug fixed, by the way? Strategic resources spawn guaranteed. I know it should be like on abundant or something before that, before the bug is fixed. I'm pretty sure it wasn't fixed, right? Anyway, it is what it is. I hope this is not gonna cause any issues. Yeah, I should get some water in me before we start up the game. We're gonna expect quite a bit of naval warfare over here, especially with how many civilizations we have. Remember, continents and islands usually does have 2 big continents with maybe a few islands between them. We're looking forward to see if it's gonna be like 3 islands. I'm pretty sure not, but anyway, we'll see. They need to go through the... Wait a second, really? I mean, it should. Anyway. Oh, he set up a Civilization World Cup. I see how it is. Well. Well, of course, we still have quite a few wonders banned, and as far as I know, well, the civilizations did get opened up. Only one of them did get auto banned. That was Babylon, and that was about it. And as far as I can see over here, he's probably going through the natural wonders really quickly. So he takes out the BBS natural wonders. That's the issue. We don't allow the the extra BBS wonders to be in the game because, you know, different reasons. And as you can see over here, he's taking his time doing this, which is not bad. We want him to be paying attention to this. And there we go. We got the custom 30 showing up, and we should be good to go. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Loading, please wait. Well, as we're loading into the map, we do need to talk a little bit about their choices over here. With Eleanor and England on the same team, we will probably see them try to go as hard as possible for those admirals. I'm pretty sure they're also going to generate a decent amount of gold around it. Lotaro might be doing a little bit of a grief, especially has a strong timing when it comes to those Mano Raiders, which are replacement courses. We're going to see them open up at castles. I also, of course, need to take a look at Kublai China. Kublai China is quite flexible as a civilization, as a civilization leader, as you've seen in other games. It can do land as well as water, as well as culture, as well as war. It can do everything. It's a matter of what do you want to specialize in, and of course it's a matter of how you're actually gonna play it. We do have the first iteration of the map opened up for us. You can actually see there are two big continents with quite a few smaller islands. This is a decently shaped continents and islands, I gotta say. I like this. I also see the two Englands have spawned right next to each other. We got Leni and Mr. Toes next to each other. Leni, Mr. Toes is gonna have a 2-2 base underneath his capital. If you want, there we go. He's gonna settle in place. He's gonna have a 2-2 ship tile to work to the southeast and a reef tile to give you some adjacency towards the campus. I also notice he's gonna have a decently spread of a decent spread of cities with some mountains for that nice and juicy adjacency towards campuses, and of course a relative lack of fish resources if you talk about the west over here. He does have some in the south, like turtles for example are gonna be a nice addition. That citrus settle over here does look juicy, and of course with the two turtles would be nice. He does have some of them over here with a +4 campus, I might add. Not bad, not bad. But you've seen how players do tend to not scout all the time around them, so we're gonna need to see what Mr. Toes over here is gonna get. He's actually going for builder first. Probably wants to improve that reef fish tile for the extra food and the extra production, and by taking a look at what's going on over here, I'm not so sure this is gonna be the correct way of going about it, especially with the lack of scouting. He might not find out the best placement for his second city. Well, it is what it is. He's gonna have to live with it. Hey, bonsoir Polush, bienvenue. Good luck to Sins and the rest. Yeah, indeed. Painter Q, good evening, sir. Welcome, welcome. We got Haley, ni hao, ni hao. Double England and Dido. Yeah, I know, right? We got double England and Lotaro in the same team. Woo, what can go wrong? Leni over here is also going to have a 2-2 base. He moved away from his fresh water, and I do see he has quite a few other 2-2s to work. I also notice he's gonna be on this island of his own, which is honestly a very big island. He can develop a lot of cities here. A bit lacking in production on the west side, doesn't have that many hills, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna make do with the east he has. Not to mention he's gonna have coastal trade routes with the other England, his sister, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna be happy about it. We don't need to see inland. We do have Mapuche, Weltall, right next to. Oh my God, this couldn't be better for them. By the way, I gotta say, like, this couldn't be better for them. Weltall next to Scythia. That is just awesome, right? It's the matchup in heaven over here. We got, of course, Lotaro with a +5 against civilizations in the Golden Age. Scythia does have that extra +5 against wounded units. Both of them are gonna clash. They're gonna try to get their bonuses from, generals and so on and so forth, land and blah blah blah. I'm pretty sure both of them will try to get an advantage here over each other. Well, I do also notice. Mapuche is gonna have some nice terrain to set those Shemamuls. To the northwest he has a few mountain tiles, including Mount Vesuvius, that is gonna spew lava all around it and improve that land. Not bad, not bad. But unfortunately to the south is not that good of a land. I really like how many cocoa tiles he has. This is an unbelievable amount of cocoa tiles and bananas. Goddess of Festivals just winks at me right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my God, it's citrus as well as cocoa. Okay, that's a decent amount of culture that you can get from that pantheon. Anyway, of course, being so close to Scythia, he might actually look for something else to pick up. We'll see. Pokrovka is going to have its 2-2 base. I do notice quite a few pashas can be improved here, and with that extra bonus coming up for her Kurgans is going to be amazing. I also notice well, she's kind of backed off to the coast, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna want to get at least one city on the coast so she can trade with Phoenicia. Coastal trade routes are gonna be amazing, and of course, going towards the south over here, she's gonna have no issues whatsoever developing her empire. There is also Khornie. I didn't notice Khornie to the south of Mapuche and to the southeast of England. Krakow is gonna be on the coast. It looks like we might actually see Leni and Eleanor send some boats over there to take care of Krakow. With a scout coming up in 3 turns, I do also notice a +4 harbor in the capital. He did stay on the coast, which is not usually something that Poland does, mostly because of its, well, not so well-known ability of doing amazing work on the coast. Most of the time you do see the Poland go for holy sites, try to get the relic, try to get the monumentality, try to get anything else other than boats. So we're gonna need to see. Well, one good thing is you still go top 3 for the holy sites. You might as well go full top 3 for the celestial navigation. We do have him with a few mountains on the east side, and from what I can see, he has a decent amount of settlers that he could go for in the north and the south. I do see this Cocotan with another +4 harbor. I also noticed quite a few hills there. Not bad, but not amazing either. We do have also, of course, a tire on is that tobacco? That is the tobacco tire on the city of Tyre. He is gonna get to benefit from an extra faith point, and of course quite a few other cities to settle on the east-west. Decently spaced island of his own, from what I can see on Rage. He's gonna get to, unfortunately, well, have to choose where he's gonna plant his cities, if he's gonna go for more of them or better. You can see he doesn't have a lot of hills in his territory, and of course, for example, for the first city, it would be awesome to go and get those turtles, get the bananas worked, get a +4 cotton over there. And of course, he might actually choose to go for the niter and so on and so forth. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see what he's gonna choose over here. I don't think it's a very good idea to go for all of these. Indonesia usually on these kinds of maps gets the cut of the sea anyway, because it's a +2 faith coming up from settling on coast or lakes. So I'm pretty sure Indonesia is gonna have already God of the Sea when everybody else is gonna get their picks. And we do see Indonesia over here with a builder coming up in 2 is gonna have fish tiles to improve. Does have geothermal in the capital. That means that there's a continent split somewhere over here. And from what I can see, Noob 634 is gonna be really close to China. Rhabarbertee is actually gonna have to swing against Indonesia over here. And we do have him with a decently spaced land over here to the north, not to mention quite a bit of fresh water from the rivers. He does have a cotton tile from underneath. What is that? Yeah, that is a cotton tile. Underneath is a capital for some extra gold, and of course he's not going to be in danger of Indonesia's aggression. They are barely turn 5. They still are waking up, seeing what's going on through the map over here. And of course, we do need to wait until turn 8 to figure out what's going on. Let them figure out what's going on. I'm pretty sure Mapuche is going to find out since... Oh my god. Oh my god. Forest fire coming up on Synth. Well, I think, you know, the gods was thinking maybe Synth needs a little bit of help over here, and they just lit that forest on fire to the south of her. 5 tiles have been well, are smoking right now, and by the looks of it, all of that extra production, all of that extra fertility is going to be doing wonders. I do also notice since did see Mapuche's warrior, she did also spend some gold to get scout by, and is starting to improve her sheep tiles. I'm pretty sure she's going to want to put a kurgan as soon as possible. But I think the best location was exactly where the warrior is, between the 3 of those sheep tiles. Anyway, the best also second city will probably be where that fire has been raging to the south of Pokrovka. She can get some fresh water from the lakes, and of course there can be another one over here on the wheat tile that will... Oh my god, look at them improve. All of those tiles, look at them improve. It's just oh my god, yields waiting room over here. Also, let's see what's going on in the chat. Isn't that city for Dido to the north have wait, that's North Dido. This one? It's a +4. If you're talking about this one, plus for campus, plus for Cotton. Was there a plus? I don't. Oh, you mean? Oh, well, I guess it's gonna be a +5 when he's gonna get an extra campus in there. Okay, so we got them pausing. They don't know everything, by the way, on the map. They know China is next to Indonesia. They do know. Wait a second. They do know Mapuche is over here on the land, but they don't know about the two Englands. They know nothing about the two Englands. Isn't imagine if that happened to the crocodiles as well. And let's hope for the wildfire. Thought I would never say that. Oh yeah, exactly, right? Can you imagine the wildfire? Oh my god, over here on the crocodiles, all of them are rainforest. Amazing. 1 2 3 4 5. Yeah, with more tiles around them that could burn to a crisp. You know what I'm actually looking for is candy in the game. No. Maybe. Yes! Candy is in the game, boys. We might actually see some extra. No, we're not. Oh man, I got excited for nothing. Krakow over here could definitely benefit from this. Anyway, they did go for a remap. That was kind of obvious, especially with Indonesia being next to China. I'm pretty sure Noob64 would have thought kind of, well, you know, he's going to have to war this. On land, he would have needed to war on the seas as well. Wait, I got a message by somebody. Flood delaying settle is not technical. Yes, it is. Oh, man. I don't really, I'm not allowed to actually say anything. But it is, as far as I know. Let me actually take a quick peek at the rules over here, maybe put them up on the screen. As far as I know, there was a new rule introduced that, give me a second, was it? Oh, this wasn't carried on. Oh, wait. This is... Give me a second. Looking at the other rules. China had a flood. Yeah. Give me a second. There was a rule that I believe we introduced at some point. The maps. Okay. Okay, so it didn't carry on. I think it's only for the CPL Premier League, if I'm not mistaken. Let me actually take a quick peek at CPL Premier. Bam. Man, so many rule files that are now different. We're slowly getting, like, how to say, getting them in sync, but it takes a while. Remaps. Yeah. So this one, the CPL, the CIF Premier League has one. If a player has a drought in the capital or first ring tiles of the capital before 10-8, any disaster that lowers the capital population to 1 or on or before 10-8. Yeah. But that's CIF Premier League, not CWC. I can ask though. When is the new BBG coming out? I don't know. I have no idea. Do we need a new BBG? I have no idea. If a player has... Okay. Give me a second so I can ask a little bit about this. Okay, we'll find an answer soon enough. Okay, so let's get back into the game and see what has been happening over here. We're, of course, on the new map, and we do see three big continents this time. On the west side, we do have Rhabarbertee with a possible 2-2 settle. I do notice a 2-1 culture tile over here for the Amber, and of course, multiple times that he could settle on the south, but unfortunately, that's going to put him really close to the coast, and of course, he might actually want that. Oh, no, he doesn't want that. That's Dido. Never mind. Their opponents. Rhabarbertee is gonna need to do his best to stay away from the coast, especially from that Phoenician abiding hate. Anyway, we do have him with a decent amount of land to the north, especially behind these mountains, big mountains coming up to the south of Taruga to his east. A few rivers for the fresh water, and I'm pretty sure Taruga is going to be probably one of his victims. To the south, we do have Phoenicia with a 3-2 banana, a 3-1-1 fish tile to work, and the 2-2 sheep. At the beginning, he's going to have the fresh water coming up from the lake, and from what I can see, he's also gonna have well, a decent amount of cities to the northeast and the west side, northwest side. I do also notice Mapuche is gonna be behind the mountains to the east side. Not really ideal for Phoenicia to fight those Mapuche Malon raiders. It would be really wise for him to set up a defense over here in the choke point so they don't actually manage to pass through. From what I can see in the northwest, we do have, of course, Rhabarbertee with also an ability to go against Phoenicia's cities, and we do need to check out how he's going to manage, how Rage is going to manage to get the defense against both of them. To his northeast, we do have Mapuche with a 2-1 tobacco tile right from the beginning of the game, and Gulumapu is going to benefit from some food. That's a rice tile underneath the capital center, and I do believe he does have, again, a decent amount of cities to settle. Not gonna be afraid of settling the east side. You do notice he's gonna have Cliffs of Dover. He's gonna have, for example, the second city over here next to the Amber and the Tobacco. Pretty good accumulation of resources there, with a possible coastal trade routes towards England. Oh my god, this is actually quite a problem over here. So there's a massive advantage for them to get an economy here, but there's a massive disadvantage of the number of cities they can put. And of course, on the east side over there, we see Indonesia, for example, is going to have a lot of cities. We got Scythia, also a lot of cities, with Poland with a lot of cities. So it kind of feels like this is going to be a little bit skewed towards like the land availability is going to be skewed on COC with Holiday on Highlands. They need to make a decision if they want to spend their remap token or not. We do notice a really quick peek on the English territory. We do have them with again decent amount of resources, and I wouldn't say it's bad land. It doesn't like with the reef fish tile. Bristol is gonna get extra food. We do have him with multiple cities on the coast. He's 100% gonna get a strong economy here, trading with his partner with the Eleanor, and the only worry I have is just the sheer amount of cities that they can put. Usually you don't need 7, 8, 10 cities to be really competitive in the mid to late game, but for example, yesterday we've seen Eleanor just do so well with just 6 cities, so I wouldn't be that worried that he's gonna have that big of a problem. I'm more worried about Poland, for example, to the south. I'm pretty sure that the Wing Hussar attack on Mr. Toes might be a bit too painful. We do have also London with a 3-2 banana, reef fish tile that he's gonna get to improve soon enough. Does have a possible good campus over here, and of course a bit of coast to the north. The fact is he is gonna need to settle south, and that's gonna put him closer to Poland, settle a little bit inland, which is not going to be that problematic, but again, not ideal for Eleanor. Poland does have some Ember tile to work at the beginning, and I do notice horse tiles over here. Okay. Krakow with Holy Site. Of course, you do see he's trying to get a settler in too. I do also notice he's gonna have a very strong second settle over here on the east side next to those two banana tiles. Some cattle tiles also for some extra food, and a seal tile for some extra culture. Let's quickly take a peek on Mahapahit. Getting that God of the Sea does let him improve those fish tiles, getting him the 4-3-1s. I do see he also has a whale tile to improve. Oh my god, amazing resources. And I do see him getting a settler in 2. That's so much coast. So much coast. Oh my god, if this game goes on, this is gonna be Indo massive. Indo massive. Noob 64 is gonna have a hell of a game over here just settling cities. Of course, Cynthia is gonna be a bit out of play over here. She's gonna have her own land. She's gonna have like half of the continent just for herself. But she's Scythia. She wants to go against somebody, right? She wants to trade punches. She wants to take over empires. Like, what is she gonna do here, right? And of course, they don't have a remap token yet. They do need to wait for the... Oh, this is gonna be it. Okay, so this is gonna be it, boys. We got this map chosen by the players. This is it. Let's quickly finish that prediction over here for the remaps. It looks like the one remap has been chosen. One remap token has been spent during the beginning of the game. And Beavers, it wasn't meant to be, sir. It wasn't meant to be. Cannon Meat, good evening, sir. They have no sea control. Inland Sea, yeah. On the outskirts, well, I guess they might actually get some sea control later on in the game, but yeah, at the moment it doesn't look like they're gonna be that open to expanding on the western side. The thing is, I'm not so sure it matters on this side. Anyway, we're gonna take a look and we're gonna talk about more of the details here. Also, Cleozine, good evening, sir. Welcome, welcome. Okay, taking a look on we got two things to do really quickly before I take a look at their strategic resources. I do want to put up the team label. First of all, wait, map label, map, continents and islands, right? We got continents and islands. Okay, then we got left team is gonna be COC. That's of course a change of circumstance. And on the right side, we do have HOH, that's holiday on Highlands. There we go. Why did it? There we go. Little H. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now, let's take a quick peek over here on them. We do have a war declaration sent, and from what I can see, of course, Mapuche did meet Phoenicia. He will try, and at the same time, China. It looks like they will try to figure out where Rage is going to try to settle his cities and try to block him, but at the same time, you do see Rage is getting those out, trying to defend himself with a few slingers and his scouts positioning. It should be fine. We got Beijing with iron tiles and horse tiles in the third ring to the northeast. He's probably going to need to settle for them. He does have a tobacco tile to settle over there, and I'm actually curious if he's gonna try to go for the south. Did he just buy a settler? No, he popped it. Oh, never mind, it was the changing of the turn. I was like, wait, did he actually do that? Oh no. Anyway, he is gonna go for the tobacco tile. He does have one city to settle on next to the mountains, and of course I'm pretty sure he's gonna try to put a city right in the face of Phoenicia, getting him closer over that mountain. It's gonna be a good thing to go for, especially for any kind of courser timing, any kind of push on Phoenicia. We do need to see some aggression against his opponents, and I'm pretty sure he will need to poke a little bit at Phoenicia early game, so he destabilizes him. Now we do have Rage going for that rice settle, possible rice settle. I do see him benefiting from horses and iron. Third ring to the northwest of Tyre. He does have a third settle coming out from that city center, and I do notice he is getting scouted over here by the warriors of China and the warriors of Mapuche coming up from the east side. We do need to also see him try to get the maximum out of this land. There aren't that many possible cities. From what I can see, he can go for maybe a max 7-8 cities, and then he's gonna need to start worrying. Of course, defending against the Mapuche is gonna be quite a challenge. Later on in the game, China is also gonna be a powerhouse. Ngulumapu didn't get a Pantheon yet, even though he did acquire the tobacco tile quite early in the game. I do see him on 11 faith right now at the count, and he does have iron tile to work on the west side of Ngulumapu, with horse tile a bit too far away, southwest, 4 tiles away out of his reach. He does have more horse tiles to the north, and I'm pretty sure he's going to want to get a city over there next to that silk tile. Looking at breathtaking appeal for those Shemamuls, it also looks like he's going to have a bit of an issue here. He does need to chop quite a bit of his rainforest to make this land look greater, and of course we're going to need to see what he's going to do. He did prioritize to settle the city of Nagmapu towards his neighbors, towards the other Englands, mostly because of those coastal trade routes. Welcome back, Bunza. Welcome back. On the north, England did pick up God of War and Plunder, and of course the race for the animals will start soon enough once they're gonna get their harbors down. But God of War and Plunder will give him that extra point of animals for each of those harbors he's gonna build. He's gonna be quite a happy panda over here, Leni. He does have another settler coming up in 3. His volcano exploded quite a few times. The city of Liverpool got placed in the south, and we do need to see how he's gonna try to play this out in the other sides. Unfortunately, the lack of land here might actually be quite a problem for both of them. They need to share the land. He needs to share the land with Mapuche, and I don't know, man. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 cities, and then another maybe 2 cities on this land, which is you can see it's not that great. Ashmi, it's 2, I believe. Usually we play on 2, but let me double check for you. Where is it? Yeah, disaster intensity is 2. Also, Victoria's good evening, sir. Boa tarde. HOH all together versus Dido and Poland. Yes, basically. Yeah, basically. And then we do have Indonesia with Scythia on the other side. And I'm probably going to make quite a few mistakes here because Cynthia and Scythia are, well, a bit close to pronounce. Oh my God. It's going to be quite something. Anyway, no problem. Thank you. Also, bonsoir, Sisi Pano. Good evening, sir, and welcome. We do also notice on Eleanor, England, we do have him settling the city of Plymouth to the south, getting a few galleys in the water. He is close to finding out where. Oh, never mind. He already found out where Krakow is. He did also pillage the holy site of Poland, and now he's gonna stop the production of the second holy site. He's gonna need to try to delay this as much as possible. Every point counts, every turn counts for both of them. Mr. Toes is also gonna try to get his garrison defense up a little bit with that boat, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna want to see what the land looks like. Oh wait, yeah, he's gonna want to see what the land looks like here. They don't know about this one. They don't know yet about this one. Weltall is slowly discovering it, but as you can see, they don't know if there will be a connection or not. We'll see. Now we of course see Poland over here with those 2 holy sites pre-placed. He's trying to build them up as soon as possible so he gets the great profit. The sooner you get your relic, the better, because you do get that nice and juicy faith per turn, not to mention the extra gold and extra tourism. Also, Ganem Salem, good evening, sir. Hello there. First time watching multiplayer. Is strategy always domination, or do they go for science and culture as well? And they do go for. So usually the first thing in mind for the players is probably going to be domination. The second play is probably going to be to go for to go for the diplomatic victory. We're gonna see them try to vote in each of the world congresses, and they will try to get the points on their team. And if they do see a chance for them to go for it, they will try to go for it with the wonders, with more diplo favor and so on. If that fails, we're gonna see one of them or some of them go for the culture as well. But we rarely see actually science victory. So I think actually all of the victory conditions can be played. It's just a matter of the land, the proximity, and their choices. If they do have the choice to go for it, it's up to the players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, We do also notice on Poland, he does have the 2 horse tiles to the southeast of Krakow. I do see he's going to benefit from iron in the second city of Warsaw. And of course, I'm quite surprised he didn't settle eastward for that banana tile. Maybe he didn't figure it out. No, he did figure it out. So I guess we're going to see the next up settler going to the east side for that extra food. And of course, the extra culture he's going to get from the silk and the amber tile. London did have, he went for a god of open sky for the extra culture coming up from his pastures. You do see he already improved 2 of them, the sheep and the horse. He's gonna have a 3rd one, and to the north over there he's gonna get some extra science from the turtles. Not bad, but not amazing either. It's not like he has a lot of good pastures, like a good amount of pastures to work, but it is what it is. It's still gonna give him some extra bonuses. I do see there's a clear lack of iron. Do you guys see iron here? There's like no, oh wait, I guess there is an iron on the other side, but he's never gonna improve this, is he? Like, oh my god, can you imagine how many turns a builder needs to go through to actually get on this iron tile? Oh my god, he needs to, like, all of these are cliffs. You can see all of these are cliffs on the peninsula. He can't get in. He can't get on the peninsula. He needs to go all the way on the beaches over here to the south or to the north, and then come back through hilly terrain to improve a 1 iron mine. Oh no, that's just nasty, bro, nasty. Anyway, we do have Indonesia with God of the Sea Pantheon. I do notice he's gonna get his horses improved quite soon. He does have an awesome campus. Remember, Indonesia does get extra adjacency from the water tiles as well as the reef tiles. So as you can see over here, this is a +7 campus coming up from Noob 64. He's already on 14 science and 4 culture. I also notice Ternate is gonna get a trader, probably going towards the capital city. He doesn't have anybody to trade with coastally, so I guess internals is gonna be the way to go. Of course, usual opening on Indonesia is gonna be for him to try to get as many campuses as possible for pen, brush, and voice, and then get the harbors and so on and so forth. We do see him also benefiting from so much land. Yeah, exactly like Trenlo is saying, painful, pain. Hello there, sir. Psycho Mike, hello, good evening. He could put a district on it if he does it before he discovers iron. Yes, if he knows about it, but who would put a district on this tile? Right? I know, you're right. You're totally right. But who would, first of all, who's gonna get iron working? Who's gonna send him the message that, hello, you know, you got an iron tile there, please do something about it. And then him figuring out he can do something like that. Do they see strategies like iron and uranium without? No. It's only us observers seeing all of these extra resources and the options for them, as well as all of the map and some of the details from the cities, like what they're working on and so on and so forth. Okay, on Tuban we do have a campus, another campus coming up over here. I do see he did improve his horses, and he does have an iron tile to the north of Majapahit. Actually, not bad. On Scythia, we do have Synth going for a Lady of the Reeds and Marshes as a Pantheon. She's going to have an amazing city on Genolus, and of course Miriv is also going to get some benefits from the extra production. I'm quite surprised she did choose to go for Genolus, but I guess it was because of the sugar tiles, while of course Miriv also was amazing to actually have that Etemenangi city. We do need to see how she's going to use those governors to get her some extra bonuses, and of course we do need to see how fast she can get more cities out. I'm pretty sure they are safe to go for 4, 5, 6 cities over here much faster than the usual, and of course the monuments are going to be quite important for that extra culture. I do see iron tile next to Pokrovka in the second ring. Horses are going to be third ring of Miriv and Pokrovka, quite expensive, and at the moment it doesn't look like she's preparing for any kind of coastal trade routes. She's staying well clear of the coast. not bad, but at the same time, she is probably gonna need to get some coastal trade routes with Phoenicia for Phoenicia's sake. Which they can actually trade through the coast if they manage to get closer to each other. I'm pretty sure Rage over here is gonna have a hell of a time to get this defense going against both China and Mapuche. Actually, look at Mapuche go, getting so many of these warriors, slingers and scouts. I think he's a bit, well, I guess Weltall is gonna try to get all of his opponents out of his territory, and Weltall has been retreating that warrior for some time. No, don't go on. Oh no. No, keep on going on the forest. You need to keep on going on the forest. The thing is, the second you're gonna do this, you might think it's better, but it's not. It's Rage retreating. Okay, well, I guess Weltall here is gonna get out of this, but I think Rage could have actually taken out his warrior, because, like, thinking to the future, what kind of moves you need to do over here. The warrior is gonna go there, right? It's gonna have a movement. It cannot move 2 times. It will just stay on the horse. The slinger is also gonna move over here. Okay, he's going for it. So you see, they're going for it. And that means in the next turn, Weltall only has 2 moves to go for. It's either you go on that hill, or the 2-1, or it's to go on the rainforest, or stay in place, right? I guess 3 moves. The move is not a move, right? But then the slinger will have the choice of attacking the warrior, and the warrior is so low in HP that it's just gonna die. There's like no option for him to run. If he would have went for the rainforest, he could have just kept on going outside of the reach of that slinger. So I'm feeling so sad all alone with no, I know, right? Scythia is just wow. Well, I guess later on in the game we might actually see her disembark some units on China, maybe. You know, that would be interesting. We're gonna have a hell of a show if that happens. Can Mapuche slinger zone of control? Slingers don't actually, as far as I know, don't apply zone of control. But if you're talking about just body blocking, there's no way. Like, if there's a slinger coming up on the 2-2 tile over here, yes, it will block the slinger from going on the 2-2 tile, but also the warrior from going on the 2-2 tile, and the other slinger will just have the ability to go there. Well, I guess they might actually trade the slinger for a warrior here, but honestly, who's gonna want to get back this slinger so far away, from so far away? That is DEAD, man. It's dead. Anyway, arrangement, yeah. Okay, so we do have more cities coming up from Mapuche. Looks like, yeah, there we go. Wait, the Phoenicia's unit did take out that warrior, and Mapuche is gonna try to catch the Phoenician slinger. They're gonna trade it out. Of course, Rage is still gonna have the shift and the option to shift enter away, and we're gonna need to see if his shift enter is gonna beat the moves of Weltall. Weltall is the host, so he might not get that opportunity. Are the civs and paths and religions changed from normal because it's multiplayer? Not really changed from normal, but we do use some balancing modes, including the starts of the civilizations are a little bit changed. Some resources are added to the beginning of the game, including strategic resources, so it does create a balanced approach to the game, or a balanced beginning of the game for all of the civilizations in the game, regardless of where they spawn. Also, the balancing act is done on the civ level, on every leader level, and I believe that balancing act has been going on for like 4 years straight now, and there's no balance in sight. It's just a different kind of balance every time a BBG comes out, and we see the players just, you know, try to find the new hackable bonus that they can get. It's just, I think it's just change of meta now. BBG kind of lost its name. It's better meta rather than better balanced, you know. Anyway, you can actually check out the mods over here on !mark mods. You can check it out there, and we'll see how you'll see how the civs have been changed and so on. Okay, so quick start of the prediction, since we did go for the early moves. Let's take a look at what do you think will win. Who do you think will win? We got on one side HOH, on one side, on the other side COC, and of course 30 minutes for this submission period, and we do have quite a few things to talk about, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna have the next era started soon enough. Looking at of course everybody in the game, they did manage to get a decent amount of era score points. Rage is lacking 2 of them, not that big of an issue. Rhabarbertee is also lacking 1. Again, I don't think that's that big of an issue, but they do need to get those points as soon as possible. And with Cawthon's coming out next time from Tyre, I'm pretty sure that's gonna be up in the air. I don't see a Byrim either, so I guess if he really wants to, he could 100% get those points anyway. Also, let's quickly take a look at the city states. We do have Taruga, Mitra, Hattusa, and Fez coming up for the science bonuses. It looks like, yeah, there was a trade-off over here, the warrior for the slinger. We do have Hansa with Mogadishu on trade. Looks like Brussels will be the only one providing industrial bonuses. Not bad, but still it's just one city state. We got we got a CAD coming up for military bonuses. Looks like also quite a few. Actually, it's only 2 of them. I don't know why I was thinking about the second map. The first map, sorry. Jerusalem and the Nazca are going to be the ones providing religious benefits, and they are both on the northeast of Indonesia. I'm pretty sure Poland over here, Khornie, is going to be very happy finding that out. We got also Rapa Nui with Caguana coming up for the culture bonuses, and of course we do have to see Poland over here, Poland's pantheon, oh my god, and religion. He went for Catholicism, he went for reliquaries, and a lay ministry. This is the one that I was curious about, lay ministry. So he's gonna get holy sites with the extra plus to faith adjacency, theater squares extra plus to culture, and of course he went for religious idols as a pantheon. He's gonna get plus 3 faith and plus 3 gold from the mines over luxury bonuses. He does have amber on his continent, the southern continent, and I do see also diamonds on that continent. And as you can see, he already improved to the northwest of Warsaw, 2 of them. He could get a 3rd one really quickly and get that extra bonus. I see he's moving on the amber town. That's going to be a decent amount of faith and gold that he's going to acquire from his pantheon. Not bad, I gotta say, not bad. Quite a few others also got their pantheons here with, let's see, Daido picking up religious settlements. I do also notice, of course, China did pick up a city Patrian goddess for that faster production towards the first district of his city. We got him going for more settlers. I'm actually surprised he's going for an archer here from Beijing. I guess he is wary about that warrior to the south of towards Phoenicia, between the mountains, where he is going to try to send a settler. I'm very curious if Rhabarbertee is going to try to go non-fresh or try to go for that lake. Of course, both are options here, and it kind of depends on him if he wants to get that extra housing or not. His north is not that great. I guess he does have another city possible location, but just look at that city. It's just ew. We got a delicate arch that's really bad in the desert, unless you actually put Petra somewhere, and even with Petra you don't have that many desert hills to work. And of course he could settle a city directly on the coast, so he can get some coastal trade routes with England. That actually might be an interesting idea. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns to settle a city on the coast. You get some wheat tiles improved, and of course get those coastal trade routes with England. Now the only thing is they are already trading coastally, and I'm talking about Mapuche, I'm talking about England over here, and the 2 Englands, Mr. Toes and Leni. So I'm kind of curious if they want to get another partner over there. It's just, you know, it feels like it's too much at the table right now. It is what it is. With much pleasure, by the way. Any questions you have, just throw it up in the chat, and as soon as I see them, I do try to answer to the best of my abilities. Sometimes I do get carried away with different details, and I might miss the chat. I'm sorry, really sorry about that. Just ask the question another time, and I'm gonna get to it as soon as I can. Okay, so we're getting turn 28. We got 3 more turns until the classical era, and it looks like everybody in the game except Rhabarbertee did manage to get those era score points. He does. Oh my god, he doesn't have. Wait, is this gonna be China? Normally it's China. what do you think, guys? Normally it's China over here. Let's see. Oh, uh-oh. Kick W, bro. Kick W. He just needs like a few more points of culture to get political into. Maybe buy him a monument. He doesn't have monument in the third city. Maybe buy him monument. Somebody right now, right meow. No. Oh man, this is, well, I guess we'll see. Maybe he can get that point from something else that we are not aware of right now. Anyway, we do have Khornie with those 3 cities at the moment. He's gonna get some more settlers, in 2 from Krakow and 3 from Warsaw, and from what I can see, he does have multiple cities that he could settle to the south. Not amazing land, but of course he's gonna get to improve it quite fast with his monumentality. He's already doing 38 faith a turn, only 6 science and 6 culture. Well, that is how monumentalities usually go for at the beginning of the game, but they're gonna catch up really quickly in their first and second era. Of course, to the north, he does have to go against Mr. Toes on 8 science and 19 culture already. You do see how fast Mr. Toes over here did manage to get Governor Moksha in, especially with the extra culture he had from those pastures, and now he's going as soon as possible for his lighthouses for the extra trade routes. He does have a few more cities to settle on the east, and he's probably going to want to stay away from the coast over there on Indonesia. Probably will want to get another city to the south, maybe, even though that will put him quite close to Poland. VD Monster, hello there, sir. Good evening. Are people allowed to play in different teams simultaneously, and how that works? Everybody on COC, what are in zone of control teams? So there are multiple tournaments that are going on at the same time, and we don't actually keep the the rosters locked unless they are for the same tournament. So in the same tournament you cannot play on different teams, but there aren't 2 different zone of control. So we don't have zone of control in the qualifiers. We do have it in the CPL Premier League, as far as I know, and they did play in the previous season of the CWC. So I guess on that side you are correct, but at the same time this is a mix of 2 teams. Sivjo and zone of control did decide to mesh together and of course get a new team going that's called COC. Yeah, no problem. So there are quite a few tournaments going on. So there's the Civ CIS qualifiers, we got CPL qualifiers, we got CVFR squadrons, CPL Premier League, we got the 2v2 going on, we got 4v4 RTS, real-time strategy, that's a East versus West type of tournament. So there are quite a few tournaments in which the players can have fun in, and of course try to get the best A game going, figure out exactly who's the best over there. At the same time, we're also trying as much as possible to have the same rules, across multiple tournaments. It just takes a while for us to update them and synchronize from tournament director to tournament director. Some of the players sometimes feel, okay, we might need to test something out, and one of the tournaments is going to go a little bit different. It's going to see if it's good what they did, and if it's good what they did, some other tournaments will keep on following. That's usually how we get the rules updated. Anyway, since I do have like a few minutes over here, I really need to get to the toilet. Oh man, I got a pressure. I'm really sorry about this. Oh man, I'm really sorry about that. It doesn't like usually I do, go before, but it's just I don't know what happened today. Anyway, Fafnir, good evening, sir, and welcome. Also, welcome. Good evening, Linda. Thank you very much for the comments over there. We do have also, isn't the COC just zone of control with a different name? They do have players from other teams as well. So, for example, Khornie and Rage, I believe they were on Civ Joe. So it's a mixed team. Yeah, he wasn't. Khornie was on. Khornie was 100% on Civ Joe. Okay, so let's see what they have to do over here. Phoenicia is gonna try to stop China from settling towards him, of course, with a few Chinese archers in tow. That warrior will have two options to go and settle, one next to the mountains and one right on that Phoenician warrior. I believe at the moment Phoenicia cannot actually stop him from settling. We got also horses coming up from Jiaodong. We're probably going to see Beijing and Changsha maybe do something over there with some extra units, and Rhabarbertee is going to try to go and settle coastally for some trade routes towards England. It's very important to get that economy going. Khornie is going to benefit from monumentality golden age. She does have 38 faith a turn already with a 33 production, going for more settlers right now, and of course he does have a decent amount of cities to go for. We got Synth in Penbrush and Voice on Tomeris, still on 3 cities, did manage to finish that at Temenaki in Genelus, and is going to plug in Liang for the extra production. You can see that city center is amazing at the moment with 431 tiles, 4321 tiles on the sugar tile, multiple other tiles that she needs to improve, and I'm pretty sure she's going to try to do her best to acquire more of these floodable terrain tiles. Since did manage to get some more settlers going towards the north, and she's going to try to expand as soon as possible. Doesn't have any kind of pressure on her, so she's gonna go for the long-term gameplay. We got Rage on Dino with 9 science and 19 culture, Pen, Brush and Voice Golden Age for him, 4 cities, and he can get another 2 ones without that big of a pressure. But the settling of the city of Xi'an is gonna be a problem for him. Of course, that gives him an idea of what's gonna come in the next turns, especially when China is gonna get his war units out. He is also gonna need to go for some war technology, and he's choosing horseback riding and the military tradition to go for the moment. With the audience chamber coming out from the city of Tyre, he's getting he's getting internal trade routes with Magnus, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna try to get them as big as possible. He did put his government plaza next to his Kothon. He's gonna get some extra adjacency over there on the Kothon. You can see the +4 lining up, and with the reef fish tile next to the city of Tyre, he's gonna get also some extra adjacency over here on a possible campus. Not bad. That's gonna be a +4 easy +3 easy peasy. We do have him also needing to improve his strategic resources. He doesn't have horse improved, he doesn't have iron improved. Both of those are going to help him to actually get those classical units out. We do have Noob 64 already with 23 science and 33 culture, 32 gold a turn, 4 cities, and going for Ancestral Hall. Has so much land to develop in to the south and to the north. I'm pretty sure he's going to try to get as big as possible. That's why he's choosing Ancestral Hall over everything. And you've seen actually Asticos, for example, the big brainer from CFR, telling us about Ancestral Hall. It doesn't seem to like it that much because of those benefits, but I guess Noob 64 is gonna need to show us the counter arguments to that statement. We do have him with Pen, Brush and Voice on this side. He does have a decent amount of science coming up from those campuses, and of course he is going to get to build some more soon enough. Weltall with Lotaro is on 9 science and 26 culture. Did manage to put some campuses down at the moment with a +4 from Inapire Mapu, a +3 or +4 actually in the capital of Engulu Mapu. And I do also notice he settled 2 of the coastal cities on the east side. One right next to the cliffs of Dover, and he did manage to acquire the banana 3 tiles away. That was expensive, but I guess he thought it's worth it. Getting some harbors out for those extra points of gold, and of course you do see their economy is slowly booming. Oh my god, look at that. Only Rhabarbertee is lagging a little bit behind, but everybody else is plus 29 gold. Oh my. Anyway, he's gonna also need to get as soon as possible to those Malon raiders, and of course try to poke a little bit at the Phoenician cities from the east side. We got Penbrush and Voice on Kublai Khan China, who's on 5 cities, and of course he's getting his horses towards the south as soon as possible. I'm actually quite a bit surprised he didn't already build one from Jiaodong. What happened to that horse? Did he move it somewhere else? He didn't even pop it out, right? The garrison defense strength is 15. Did he get his... Oh my god, did he actually switch his policy? No, he has maneuver and a goji. Okay, maybe it was because of the lack of a +1. Also going for Strategos will allow him to get great general points. I see Mapuche and China are going for the cards over here. Nobody else is putting down encampments, so they're free to go this way. Okay, well, I guess now he's gonna get the horse soon. We do have him also on 20 science and 20 culture, a decent amount of science and culture at the beginning, putting down some campuses, and of course I do see commercials. Changsha did put down one of these encampments to the southwest, and he's going for Magnus in the city, in that city center. Chengdu already getting some builders out, and I'm pretty sure he should actually try to mix a little bit the wheat with the 1-3. He's working for the extra food, and of course couple it with the extra production. He would do quite well of changing it from one turn to the other, so it does grow to 2 pop. Then it's gonna be much easier. You can work both of them. Mr. Toes, Penbash and Voice Gold Range on Eleanor. We do have him on 4 cities. He's going for Audience Chamber for the taller city count, and he did put his government plaza in such a way that he's going to give multiple bonuses to multiple districts. We do have him getting a few horses out, so he can defend better against Poland, but I do fear this might be a problem in the long term. He's going to need to show us what he's going to do with the theater squares. He's going to need to also get a wonder over here for some extra theater square adjacency, and at the same time try to get those writers. Eleanor does amazingly well, but only if she does manage to get the writers in, so that's gonna be an issue here. Leni, 13 science per 10, 27 culture on Penbash and Voice. He's the safest one of them all, with 3 cities at the moment, putting some more settlers right now in the build queues, and I do see Audience Chamber coming up from Bristol. He did choose God of War and Plunder, so he is generating a lot of great annual points. You do see they are already trying to lock them up, and we'll see who's actually gonna blink first. It doesn't have a lot of cities to go for, and probably that's the reason he actually didn't expand that much. Now he's gonna put some more settlers, of course, to go for the expands, and I do notice he did go for Audience Chamber with campuses. Yeah, campuses coming up from Liverpool and Bristol. 57 gold, by the way. 57 gold on Leni. We got Mr. Toads on 67. Of course, Khornie over here to the south of England is getting more and more cities out. He's already on 5 at the moment with another 2 settlers, 3 in the build queues. He's getting his shrines up from Krakow and Warsaw, getting that extra faith going on 50 at the moment. I'm pretty sure he is gonna get a decent amount of faith for his Wing Hussars. The Wing Hussars is wait, is it a replacement heavy cav unit, if I'm not mistaken, right? It's a Renaissance, or did it move to industrial? Wing Hussars, oh, Wing Hussars, not folding, bro. There we go. So Renaissance, okay, Renaissance, it didn't, okay. 64 melee strength, it does upgrade from the Niter. Okay, there we go. From the Knight, not the Niter. It replaces the Cuirassier, and of course it does get revealed the Reformed Church. We're gonna see Khornie over here do amazingly well if he does manage to get the timing correctly done against England, and he does have this opportunity. This is the big one. Khornie, if he does manage to push his advantage with a lot of culture, he is gonna manage to get to those Wing Hussars quite fast, and if he does have a lot of faith going on at the same time, this is going to be extremely dangerous for England. Those Wing Hussars can push pikemen if they don't have how to say, generals for them. So it is going to be all up to Mr. Toast to get a decent army out, a decent defense up, and as you can see, he doesn't really have a lot of cities to go for, even though he's putting some in the training right now from Stoke-upon-Trent and London. He's going to have to choose probably some non-freshwater positions for them to go for, or not ideal ones. For example, this one on the cattle tile is just such a bad position, only like 2 hills in its adjacency with multiple desert hills. One, it's just not right. It's not right. Raid should already put one settler in the water and swam far away. Vid the monster thinking about Phoenicia's health over here. Definitely looks like China wants to pressure some more. Rhabarbertee not spending any kind of time over here on anything else, going for his horses, and you do see that he is slowly acquiring those great general points. Well, we're gonna need to check out how fast he's gonna be on this. Putting the pressure on Phoenicia will force Phoenicia to react on it. Oh, there we go, another relic. Synth found another relic, and that's gonna be for Poland to benefit from. Amazing bonuses, of course, coming up from those relics. And if we won't see some form of culture defense from their team, and this is gonna be quite a problem. Wait, and another, oh my god, 2 relics same turn. Oh my god, bro. Oh. 87 Koya, good evening sir and welcome. Support Live Matters, hello there and welcome. I think having Twitch overlay allowing viewers to hover over the leader portrait and see all the stats would be nice. Oh, that would be amazing actually. If somebody can actually code that, that would be amazing. And indeed, harbors do give you traders. How they even have 57. Okay, so it's they do have the extra harbors. They didn't get all the extra traders, but you do see they did get some of them. The harbors do give you the extra gold. They have the resources, improve the fish, and the turtles will give you also some extra gold. The big thing is the coastal trade routes. You're gonna get extra gold from trading cap to cap, and of course you do see they have that option through the water. They're gonna get much better yields than going through the land. Also, does Poland get the relics from like Congo? He gets relics from initiating his religion. So he got one immediately after he got his religion, and he gets another one when he's gonna get to finish his religion. So he usually you do see Poland going for Mapuche temple at some point of the game, so he can get his religion finished with the 2 apostles that you get from Mapuche temple. I don't see him with a spot for Mapuche temple unless he goes for another holy site here. He doesn't have a forest next to his holy site, so that might be a problem. Yes, Saint Basil, that's one in the south, right? That's one for the tundra. Yes, they do give you a relic. I'm not sure if Mount Saint Michael, does Saint Michael give you a relic? Was that changed? Let me take a look. It doesn't say so. It gives you relic slots, but it doesn't say it actually gives you a relic. Maybe the description is a bit outdated. What's the strategy for them not taking the great animals early? I think they want to get as many points as possible and unlock the animals at once, so they don't give an option for their opponents to pick them. Of course, this actually requires you to get a surprise discovery. Somebody would need to surprise pick the animal, and then everybody would need to be on point with the recruitment, so they do manage to recruit them on time. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We're gonna need to see how this time will be coming out. Well, we do have the horses from Rhabarbertee getting next to Rage's units, and of course they are fighting horses versus horses with a few archers on the Chinese line. We do have one single archer in the city of Biruta, and of course that city center, I don't think he needs to worry about it, mostly because of the extra strength of the garrison coming up from those biomes, and I would have thought he's gonna keep a biome here. Well, it is what it is. Now, it is an advantage sometimes for the coastal civilizations to get archers with the strength of the city increased by those galleys or boats or any kind of, you know, like long ships or biremes and so on. Okay, so let's see what Cynthia is doing over here. 246 cities did manage to get quite a bit of extra production coming out from Mirif. Going for the commercials is going to be her way of developing her empire. This is the correct way of going about things, so she gets the extra gold for her teammates. And of course, the longer the game goes on, she's probably going to need to diversify into a bit of science. She did manage to get that Genulus with a Temenanki, so she is getting a decent amount of science from it. You can see she is on 29 science and 32 culture. With Moksha plugged in Pokrovka, she's probably gonna get Pingala at some point on another city here, and we do need to see her expand some more. I'm actually a bit surprised she didn't put another 3-4 settlers in production right now, so she gets as many cities as soon as possible. The same can be said about Indonesia, not wasting any time, is gonna settle on the other coast towards Poland, and that will open up trade routes towards Poland. And of course, you do see also Khornie is gonna try to do the same thing. Might actually go for the cattle tile. Needs to be careful not to get too close to the Indonesian units, cities. I mean. Oh, this might actually be a problem. Did they communicate this? Because at the moment Noob will need to go for the olive tile if he actually wants to put that city there. Anyway, that actually puts more pressure on Mr. Toes. We do have him getting a few horses out, and of course with the extra cities settlers he has coming out of his cities, he's gonna need to find a place for them. We do have him with a river over here to the northeast of Sheffield. Not really the best rivers, like I was saying about the resources there, and of course the possible production times to improve. It's a bit skewed. I do like how Noob is trying to not be so passive about his development. Instead of going towards the south, instead of expanding his territory towards Scythia, he's gonna go for the closer settles, even if they mean he's gonna need to put them right in the face of Eleanor. He's not afraid of Eleanor. That's what he's making a statement here. Did we have on this game the forest fire on the last game? I think the last game, right? It was the forest fire. Oh my god, this was another. Oh my god, this was another forest fire. 2-4 tiles on the city of Poznan. We didn't catch this earlier, but looks like these forests did burn to a crisp, and now they got improved with some extra yields. Very nice, very nice. We got more commercials coming out from Poland. He's gonna get his Sukienices and his internal trade routes. He's trying to get his temples as soon as possible. Remember, you don't actually get that many relic slots for Poland. You get one from your city center, from the palace, and then you need to get the temples as soon as possible for some extra relic slots, and that's why he's even chopping for these temples, so he gets the extra relics as soon as possible on his side. He's on 99 faith at the moment on him, with 25 science and 33 culture, while for example Mr. Toes is 18 and 30. He just doubled to 39 and 38 and 39. Very nice on Mr. Toes. Where is his Pingala for city? Okay, Pingala over here, getting those bonuses in. I do notice him putting down these theater squares, and definitely needs to get a lot more of them so he can recruit those writers. They did start to acquire the writers. Scythia coming up first with 2.3. We got England on 1.1. Eleanor, England, and nobody else actually making a stand for them. Okay, there we go. Admirals did get pushed over here, over the edge. Let's see what happened. We got you see Lotaro picked one. Nobody was picking Lotaro to pick one, right? Then we got Dido picking two of them, Gaius Durius and Hanon the Navigator. Zengi got picked up by England, and Rahendra Kola got picked up by Leni. So they did, I guess, they did get medieval Renaissance ones, and of course there are still quite a few of them remaining over here, with Indonesia with an option to go for Leif Erikson. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna want to go for the projects here. It's not that usually on the continents and islands it is common to fight on the seas. This map in particular it doesn't look like they're gonna get to fight on the seas. It does look like they're gonna need to fight on the land more than anything else. Like even Indonesia getting closer to England, he's gonna need to put some form of land unit to go against England if he wants to be successful in defending himself and or attacking into Mr. Toes. I'm pretty sure they're gonna wait and let Khornie get his wing hussars before any kind of aggression will start. Dido can settle the China Lake and get fleet by him. Oh, that would be funny. That I would love to see that, by the way. Just just for the kicks, just for the laugh of it, I would love to see a Biden fleet going against Xi'an and take it over. Hello there, Canon Meat. Lord Smoothies, hello, hello. Well, imagine facing a Congo and Poland reliquary received with full relics turn 50. I know, right? That at the beginning, when Congo actually got that ability of getting the free relics, they were trying it out as a synergy. The fact was that nobody actually wanted to give up on the bonuses of Congo. So Poland can be great. And the other side, like Poland didn't want to give up on his own bonuses to give Congo more. So it just didn't work out. It didn't work out. With high culture, he can even buy knights and hurt Eleanor badly. Yeah, exactly. We do have Temple of Artemis coming up from Mapuche. He did manage to finish those 6 cities, of course, with Weltall coming up on 35 science and 43 culture. He's definitely going to put some pressure on Phoenicia soon enough. Has castles in 5 turns, feudalism in 1, and I'm actually a bit surprised he didn't start building up his horses at the moment. He will need to pre-build quite a few of them to get them through the choke points, and of course Byblos will probably be the first victim. It's not going to be an easy city to take. It's 31 garrison defense here with a possible biting inside of the city. It's going to be quite strong, and we do need to see if Weltall is going to choose to go for his opponent at the moment. He does have 1 turn for Stonehenge, which means he's first of all going to take it away from Indonesia. Indonesia is 2 turns out from finishing that, so that's 1 turn faster on Lotaro. He's going to get himself some extra era score points and that possible religion. What is he going to choose as a religion? I don't know. Maybe we're going to find out soon enough. I do have to point out, just looking at the map, Poland is exploding. He's like 2, 4, 6, 8 cities at the moment, 10, 43. That is just amazing. He's getting his encampments down. He's getting his campuses down. Well, multiple commercials for his economy. And that's one thing that actually Jadwiga is not really well known for. Even if it does have that extra building, the Sukenice on his commercials, it's not well known for him spamming out those Sukenice. Most of the time, you're going to see the players go for a little bit more towards the culture or a lot more towards the science, and so he gets faster to his Reformed Church, and of course gets those wing hussars faster. Well, I do see Khornie approaching this in a much more balanced way, and of course he is gonna try to get his economy to go for this. I do like that Noob 64 is also booming with 117 science, 117 gold, 53 science and 47 culture. He's also managing to get those cities right in the face of Mr. Toes, and Mr. Toes at the moment, you see, he's a bit questioning where is he gonna go with his settlers here. He has a problem. He has a big problem with the cities of Indonesia facing him so fast. Well, I do also notice Scythia will need to get Oracle, try to get it away from Eleanor. I'm pretty sure Eleanor doesn't have the necessary time to spend to get Oracle. He needs to get his own units out, he needs to get those theater squares finished, and it's just too much of an effort. Doesn't even have the chops, by the way. While Pazrik is going to get to benefit from Governor Magnus with quite a few chops for him to go for, and I do see he finally started to put some of the kurgans down. Is this a kurgan just for the sake of a kurgan? It doesn't look like it's next to any kind of pasture, so it kind of feels like, ew, what are you doing here? Well, I guess there aren't that many pastures to go for anyway, so I guess she's ignoring it. Anyway, the economy here will need to grow much stronger. 45 gold is good, but she's going to need to get a lot more for those units later on in the game. You've seen multiple times how the economy does manage to give a decent amount of advantage to your civilization and your team. Most of the time it does matter because you're gonna get a lot more flexibility. You get to upgrade things when you need to, you get to build things, rebuild things, and of course upkeep them. Star Spanky, buonasera, buonasera. Hello there, sir. Good evening. We got HOH is looking okay for the country and the science front, but that production difference is looking like a big advantage for COC. Yeah, Khornie just exploding. 113 production, and the Sukianitsas are gonna be gonna do a lot of this, by the way. Sukianitsas, if you guys don't know, the building unique to Poland, international trade outs from the city gain the +2 production, and domestic trade outs will get him +4 gold and +1 trade out capacity. So when he's gonna start trading, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna start trading with Indonesia, he's gonna get the extra production as well, and he is gonna get quite a few of those coastal trade routes to go for this. You do see multiple Sukianitsas coming out of his commercial hubs, and that just means he's gonna get so many more yields on his civilization. He's still on 41 and 38. If you look at it this way, it's not that far away from Mr. Toast, but if you look at what he achieved in this time with so many cities and more settlers on the way, I'm pretty sure you can imagine in the long term he is going to have a big advantage going against his opponent here. We do have China preparing his crouching tigers from the city of Xi'an. From what I can see, Rhabarbertee is going construction in 1, mercenaries in 2, and he does have the ability to upgrade those crouching tigers. It's just a matter of getting a civic, the half-cost civic. I do also notice he did get Euclid, and in the scientist screen, I don't think Hypatia got picked up. I didn't see it get picked up as a notification. We do need to see if Rhabarbertee is gonna get. Where is his general? Didn't he get a general? Wait, where is bro? Okay, next time he's gonna get a general. Okay, classical medieval one. It's gonna be fine. I did notice Phoenicia already had a general, and I was, a bit curious why he did not get one. China, why did he not get one? What is this? I guess Phoenicia chopped a project out or something like that. Anyway, Poland did also manage to get a project right now, and he's gonna get a general. I see only 2 generals got picked up. Okay, so wait, can he get him? I think he can get one, right? There was no fourth. Yeah, he can. So there are 4 great, initial 4 great generals, and there's more than enough time for both of them to get there. One city got taken over, that's Jerusalem for Indonesia. Did manage to take that city out for an extra city center. Mataram is also going to go for pyramids to his northeast of the empire, and I do see multiple builders available for him to improve his land, chop a little bit, and get some faster yields. He could also go and settle Paititi if he wants to for some extra era score. Not bad as an idea to get the extra era score in the next era. 9 turns for Pazirik to finish that oracle. I do notice Cynthia is preparing with quite a few builders for that chop. I'm actually curious if she's gonna try to get Colosseum here. Colosseum would be massively important for her. I'm not so sure. Well, I guess the best tile for it would be over here on the 2-1 on the flat tile to the south of Pazirik. But she does need to get the extra population, which she is gonna get a lot of food coming up from the rainforest. And she did put down a commercial from that side. So wait, she only has a commercial? Does she have a second slot for city center? From the city center, I think she does. That's only 1 commercial center. Okay. China has a ton of archers, maybe some crouching tiger push. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm thinking also. It's just a matter of gold over here. He definitely wants to min-max this, and they do have a lot of gold on their side. You see Leni on 455. We got Mr. Toast 379. Rhabarbertee is on 113 and Weltall on 150. He's just now discovering mercenaries, and he's going to plug in the half cost card, and then he's going to start to upgrade his archers. I'm pretty sure he's gonna require the gold of his allies to do so. We of course do need to see the classical era finishing, 7 turns to go. The players do have that much time to actually get their era score points for the next golden age. We do see Rage, for example, does have a bit of an issue over here with only 45 points after 47. He's also going to be pushed from 2 sides in this era with multiple horses. Oh my god, shipbuilding, Weltall. Oh my god. Is Khornie gonna see this? Oh, a big poll coming up, boys. Big poll, boys and girls. What is this? Is Khornie going to be ready for melons? Yes. No. How could he? Kick that one. Oh, boys and girls, you got a poll going on here. Quickly get this poll finished. We gotta see, is Khornie gonna be ready for this? You see all of these horses coming off from Weltall's, Mapuche's cities, and we got them with a general on the east side. He is getting shipbuilding in 2 turns, and of course he will get castles right after that. He could embark them in the water, disembark them to the west of Warsaw, and deal considerable damage to Polish cities. Wait, there is no poll? You see no poll? Wait, really? It's in the chat. Come on, bro. I see people are voting on it. So, Khornie going to be ready for melons? That's the question. Fafnir, Boreal, good evening, sirs. Okay, Mapuche did manage to get Stonehenge, by the way. He is gonna get Zen meditation and sacred places for it. A little bit of extra culture. You do see he's popping horses like there's no tomorrow. And I do see he also put an encampment right on the face of Poland. What is this? Forcing Poland to do some kind of defense there. I do also notice at the moment Poland is more spending his resources towards getting his Sukienices and his hanging gardens, not really towards units. He is a little bit ignoring this fact. Did you end the last poll? There's a prediction, and I think it's end. Yes, I did. Well, I cannot end the polls; they just end themselves. By the way, and the prediction is started 42 minutes ago. Waiting for a result. Submissions are closed for that prediction. It's 89% of the votes did go towards COC. Man, I believe HOH are gonna give them a run for their money. We got a big push coming out from Rhabarbertee with the Crouching Tigers. These guys do shoot so strong against these units of Phoenicia, and you do see immediately Rage did did go back. He does have those Crouching Tigers with 55 strength going against them, with a possible +7 when they're gonna get close. Oh, no worries. I cannot, unfortunately, Twitch doesn't allow me to run multiple predictions at the same time. Even if submissions are close on the last one, I cannot start a new one without ending it, like without giving a result to the previous one. It is what it is. I don't know. I would prefer to have multiple predictions during the game, and I believe the main one, the who will win, needs to stay for all of the game, while we could get like little ones during. Who's gonna win Wonder Race, who's gonna get, for example, Diplo points and so on and so forth. Well, we got some cities put by England, by Eleanor, and I do see him going for encampment training projects for generals. He's on 2, 4, 6, 7 cities at the moment, and Mr. Toes did manage to get to 48 science and 52 culture. 96 gold a turn. Okay, oh my god. Rhabarbertee not forgiving Rage. Oh my. Okay, this is starting to be dangerous. Danger, Will Robinson. We got Rage over here with only horses. He's gonna need his castles technology to get bigger. His military tactics in 3, divine right in 4. Does look like oh my god, no. Rage, oh my god, look at the crouching tiger damage against his horse. It's 57 against the horse 45. He's just gonna eat these horses alive over here. Oh my god, oh my god. Okay, well, let's see if he's gonna manage to counterattack over here. That might be a strategy for Rage to put off this attack. Doesn't have that many units in his southern cities, and he was trying to get the era score points, the extra era score points to go for his golden age. From what I can see, of course, he's not going to get pressured by Mapuche, and the Mapuche is putting those units in the water. You can see those horses are going into the water, and they will get upgraded into Malon Raiders soon enough. Next turn, Weltall is going to finish his castles. He's going to get also Divine Right in 2 turns. I do notice he's putting some more horses in production, and he does have 2, 4, 6, 8 built and ready to go with a general for them. At the moment, Khornie, it doesn't look like he's going for this defense. Warsaw is building libraries. Radom is going for Sukenices. He stayed away from the coast. He doesn't have vision on this coast. If oh my god, if Weltall disembarks, last moves over here on the coast and just gets all of them, Gniezno is probably gonna be doomed. Doomed, I tell you. Rage died? Wait, I mean, do you see into the future, bro? Oh my god, that is such a statement. Is he dying? Oh, okay, you're saying he will die. Okay, oh my god, like for a second there I thought you actually see into the future. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see how China is gonna deal with this attack of Rage. As you can see, is pushing back. He does do decent amount of damage against these horses, and he does have multiple crouching tigers that could shoot. Now his general is to the southwest, and as you can see, he does have a lot of 2-2 times to go for. It is kind of hard for those crouching tigers to get into position to attack the units of Phoenicia, but I do believe he is gonna deal a strong attack. Oh my, he's gonna have a strong attack going into these Phoenician units well before they can actually do anything meaningful. You do see Rage is trying to buy out some heavy chariots, maybe chop a few of them, so he can get stronger units soon enough. He is 2 turns away from getting that stirrups, and of course Divine Right is going to open up chivalry for him to upgrade his hard build his knights. We do have only 4 more turns until the next era. Now the Malon Raiders have been upgraded here next to the city of Nagmapu. We do see still no reaction coming out from Khornie. He is oblivious to this fact. He might actually think they're gonna go against Byblos. Of course, Rage did put a spearman to plug that choke. You can actually see the Malon Raider can take out the spearman. It's just a matter of getting a pikeman here for Rage so he can be more effective. Let's quickly take a peek on their golden age points. We got Khornie 51-52, Synth 72-62. It looks like Rage is gonna be 7 points out with Great Lighthouse coming up soon. He will also discover he's also gonna discover Monarchy, which will give him the extra points from next year government. We got Noob 64, 68, 68. He did manage to get the threshold, and I do see him putting up soon a night attack going against England here. We got the Weltall, Pen Bash and Voice Golden Age right now with 60 points out of 57. He's getting the next one, and spending so much gold to go against Poland to the east. Okay, let's see the counterattack. China, you need to do something, China. What is going on here? We got Rhabarbertee with Swordsman coming out from Xi'an. He's slowly getting through the units of Dido, but Dido has been quick on rebuilding a lot of these heavy chariots. He is going to get to upgrade them all into knights next turn, or in 2 turns with mercenaries. They have a lot of gold on their side. Gold is not an issue. Khornie and Noob 64 are both doing a lot. Cynthia is also coming up with 90 gold a turn. Did manage to finish that Oracle, and is trying to get her next golden age. Actually, I think she got it. Yeah, she got it real good there. 72 out of 62. We got also Rhabarbertee with a 42 out of 50. Unfortunately, he's gonna be missing out on 8 points. Might actually miss out his golden age because of this. Mr. Toes 40 out of 47 going dark. Leni going dark 40 out of 42. Doesn't look like he is gonna have quite a bit of an issue, even if he did manage to get Colossus in Bristol. It is gonna be a problem. We got multiple spearmen coming off from the cities of England. He knows he's gonna need to defend against the upcoming attack. Now they're still benefiting from pen brush and voice of golden age options, the bonuses, but in the next era, oh, this is gonna change. This is gonna change. Yeah, does Poland have a GMC yet? I don't think so. Let me actually take a look. No, that is a big negative. Negative. Uh-oh. We got Khornie over here. Gold. Okay, he's Classical Republic. Yeah, he's Classical Republic. What is his divine right next turn? So he can barely start getting it next turn. Okay, his Malon Raiders are starting to move. They're positioning next to the coast over here. Is he gonna give? Is Weltall gonna give up his hand? That's the biggest question. He needs to be on point with this attack. He needs to D-Day as many as possible at the same time. Like disembark, not D-Day, disembark. Okay, Knights coming off from Rage. Now he is gonna deal massive amounts of damage against these Crouching Tigers. You can see these Crouching Tigers are slowly taking down the Phoenician units one by one, tearing them apart. We do need to see more of them come up on the front line, and of course as many units as Phoenicia will get, that's gonna be a problem, because China will need to go through all of them if he wants to take out Phoenicia. I don't know, man. I don't know. It looks sketchy, Julian Granda. It looks sketchy, sir. We got Scythia also in the house. Good evening, good evening. Hello there. Jojo France, a competitive game. Yes, yes. Bonjour, bienvenue. We got Malon Raiders going towards the south here. He is pressing Poland. You do see Weltall did manage to get them to... how to say, to fool Poland into putting that defense over there to the south. We don't have any kind of unit defending Warsaw or Gniezno. Finally, we got Gniezno putting a knight into production, and of course that will give him the extra necessary strength on his units to, on his cities, the garrison defense strength. We're gonna need to see how much grief these Malon Raiders will do. It is well known, and one of the facts, that Mapuche did get banned in CPL Premier League. The players just don't want to handle Mapuche on the map. It's a bit too much for them. Sunderland is getting attacked by Indonesia. We do see heavy chariots in the build queues, and of course England does have a few units in Sheffield as well, garrison there. There aren't that many units available for him to chop here, and of course if he does start to chop these flat forests, he's gonna be without any kind of production from those lumber mills. We do notice Sunderland might actually be taken over in 2 turns, in just 2 turns, while Indonesia Noob 64 still needs to put some gold into those units to upgrade them. Let's take a quick peek of what's happening here. Finally, Mapuche did disembark on the shores of Warsaw. He is gonna get his units towards random as well, and we do see more of them are getting embarked in the water to the east of Nagmapu. A bit curious that he didn't go all into this. Poland is gonna need to chop a few heavy chariots and upgrade them into knights. He just gave away his iron, and that's actually a big question. Do they have enough iron for this? This is gonna be getting expensive really quickly here. Khornie 0 iron. We got Synth on 5, we got Rage on 11, and he needs a lot of iron for himself to upgrade all of those units, and of course withstand this attack from China. We do have those Chinese Crouching Tigers dealing so much damage against all of the units, and of course you do see he's taking down the weak ones as soon as he possibly can. With oh, come on, take it down, take it down. Wait, why? No. Oh, well, it is what it is. I was expecting him to actually take it down with the swordsman while he had the crouching tiger to attack into the night, and whatever. It is what it is. I'm actually a bit worried because he's a bit too slow on taking down Sidon. Or Sidon, and from what I can see, the knight from inside of the city can deal a decent amount of damage against the crouching tiger's back. While the crouching tiger does have that penalty of attacking into the city center, it's just like a big ball of problems over here for the Rhabarbertee that he needs to fix so he can win the war against Phoenicia. He doesn't have fast units to go against Phoenicia. He's gonna get men at arms instead of going for knights. That means he's gonna be slow moving his army towards his opponent. Remember, knights do have like 4 movement with a general 5 movement, while men at arms can have 2+1 from the general. Not that amazing. We do have 2 units coming up from Poland to defend Gexno with more on Warsaw. Of course, Mapuche's Melon Raiders are going to be a bit stronger than the Knights, and from what I can see, they might actually get to attack each other. Whoa, Flood comes exactly at the moment of attack over here. Looks like Weltall is trying to get to those juicy tiles to pillage. He's trying to get as much damage done against Poland as he possibly can, while of course he does need to, there we go against the city centers. Probably gonna try to D-Day and of course encircle one of the cities over here while he's getting his yields from the pillages. We do have him slowly moving all of the units there. Of course, the horses are not going to be on the same page as the man units, and I'm pretty sure Khornie here is going to need to get his GMC to withstand all of this. He's trying to get walls in the meantime, while the Melon Raiders don't have enough strength to go against the city of Poland with a decent amount of damage. And do a decent amount of damage, I guess, I should say. And there is one Melon Raider pushing Phoenicia from the east. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. And if Phoenicia goes dark, but he's not, right? He's going... Wait, he just went into it? No, he actually didn't go dark. We got the 2 Englands. Oh my god. Losing their golden ages. Both of them. This is massive. Like, Mr. Toes went down culture. Lenin went down culture. We got them with a weaker gold outcome. And of course, you do see that Mr. Toes is getting pressured by Indonesia's units. The city of Sunderland is 2 hits away from going down, and of course England is going to counterattack on those knights soon enough. He's getting more of them upgraded in Sheffield and might actually push back on the city of Badung. While Khornie did arrive at 104 culture with a 62 science, he just switched on pen, brush and voice, which does mean he's going as fast as possible towards towards the Reformed Church. Is 2 times away from the Reformed Church. That will give him the ability to get the Wing Hussars, which will probably too strong of a unit to handle for all of his opponents. And I believe this is a last-ditch effort from HOH to actually take down their opponents, because they know they didn't find their opponents soon. That's just bad. That's just wow. Okay, let's go let's go this. I need to finish my sentence, but give me a second. I got distracted by this option. Doesn't look like this that much to handle there. Maybe city center. Maybe they should take out city center. Like no builds in the city center. Hello there, Chef Jimo. Good evening, sir. Chef Jimo. If he can get it on his government plaza, the GMC, it would be amazing, yes. Also, Melevin sur la table. Hello there, sir. Bonsoir, bonsoir, bienvenue. Can we see his total generation gold and in 5 turns? Wait, which one? Who? Oh, you mean totals over here? Yeah, there we go. GMC is Grandmaster Chapel. It's the unique government plaza building of the 2nd tier, the one that you get with Monarchy, Reformed Church, or Merchant Republic, that allows you to buy units with faith. Okay, so let's see what they did over here. We do have still those man that's going against Poland and trying to get as many pillages as possible. You can see Weltall is gonna need to go against walls in Warsaw because Khornie did manage to chop them. We do have Mapuche also trying to do as much damage as quickly as possible, while England did put a few units, well, I guess a few galleys in the water. Doesn't seem like they're gonna do anything there. We do have also China managing to push some more on Phoenicia. Where did that knight go? Did the knight die here, or what happened? We got a level 2 crouching tiger, which is going to be amazing. You can see these guys are still doing a decent amount of damage against Phoenicia. While, of course, Phoenicia did manage to switch to pen, brush, and voice. Well, he stayed in pen, brush, and voice. He's 68 science and 47 culture. More than decent amount of science. He is getting attacked over here by men-at-arms, and we do have Phoenicia needing to get his crossbows. Couldn't quite put the pressure. Oh my god, that men-at-arms just amazing. That one men-at-arms withstood the whole heat from the army of rage. Really? It's a man-at-arms, bro. It's not a tank. Oh my god. Somebody clip that. Really? Somebody clip that. That's just wow, bro. Incredible. Incredible men-at-arms. It's on 1 HP. 1 HP men-at-arms. Like, what? Oh, man. Anyway, these crouching tigers need to get closer. And, of course, you do see Rage is trying to get iron working right now, going for the bottom tree. He doesn't have the upgrades from what I can see on his archers for those crossbows. He needs the crossbows as much as possible. That horse gave him promotion. Well, he did get a promotion, yes. I'm not sure if that horse did get it, but yeah. And now, of course, Rhabarbertee is going to try to shift and it away while he has a new one to go for. He's going to save it, put it a promotion, get new ones, and of course, his crouching tigers are going to keep on pounding the units of Phoenicia here. Rage is 1 turn machinery, 4 turns exploration. I'm watching all of these catapults come from the north, and of course we're going to need to see when they get next to his cities what he's going to do there. I really hope you guys clipped that, by the way. That was insane. That 1 men-at-arms, bro. 1 men-at-arms. Anyway, we do have Poland over here with wing hussars coming out of his cities. He did push back on quite a few of these Malon raiders while they're running around his territory. They are doing a decent amount of damage and pillages at the same time. Poland is trying to defend his tiles. Of course, through the mainlands. Oh my god, Governor Plaza got pillaged. Holy Size got pillaged. His campuses got pillaged. So many yields coming out from Weltall. And if we take a look at the World Congress session, we do have merchants with the double points. We got campus coming up for 100% production towards buildings. Okay, so they didn't go for the no city center. I guess only Victoria. Wait, did they just ignore this at all? Yeah, they ignored this. Okay. I guess they didn't want to handle that heat anyway. And Khornie did get 2 Diplo victory points. Well, he's gonna actually need to get Mahabali Temple if he wants to be competitive in the Diplo. I'm not so sure this game will go for so long. But anyway, England did manage to defend his city of Sunderland. I do see Mr. Toes is gonna try to put a counterattack against Badung. While Indonesia, Noob634 just said, nope. You're not gonna do it, bro. No, you see my junk over here? He's gonna wham, bam, 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 and gonna take down those knights while you don't have any chance to go against my city. Go back into your territory. Another team I voted for. Yeah. Oh, bonsoir, Barsake. Hello there, sir. Welcome. Chingo, if you want to send me the link, you can please send it on a private message, or I can give you a whisper over here. Let me actually take a look here. I open up a private message link. Barsake, comment ça va, monsieur? Also, Eddie Coffin, hello there, sir. Good evening, good evening. What do we have here? I did see Janek TW, that horse gave him promotion with the comment earlier. Sorry for not saying hello, but hello right now. Of course, with China getting closer to Phoenicia, we do have those catapults almost getting in range to smash the cities of Phoenicia. But unfortunately, he does have strong cities, and we do see the walls going up higher and higher. Finally, Rhabarbertee is managing to breach the defenses. Is he gonna manage to breach the cities though? There are so many units from Phoenicia getting promoted, and now he's gonna get the defense from the walls as well to shoot back on those Chinese crouching tigers. You do see the crossbow is gonna deal more than decent amount of damage against these crouching tigers, with the possibility to take one out every turn or two out every turn. That is gonna be massive. Et toi, bien. Bien. Jo bien. What's the state of the game? Is COC winning? It looks like it's winning. Yeah, they do manage to get the defense on China, against China. It looks like even if Poland was attacked by Malon raiders and got destroyed over here with the pillages, he is getting his wing hussars. Now he is gonna be able to go against England to the north, and because the two Englands, Eleanor and the Victoria, did lose their golden ages, it's gonna be hard for them to put up a defense. We do notice Mr. Toes is not gonna forgive Noob64 for settling in his face, and he's gonna take Badung even with that Jong inside of city. Man, he didn't listen, and look at that, he actually got this going. Well, this is a lesson. Don't for or settle your opponent like that. Now I don't even remember who I voted for. You voted for COC, Gunza. You actually, like, it's right next to your name, by the way. Salty Capybara, bonsoir, bienvenue. Guten Abend. Also, Bartsake, I've been meaning to message you for so long now, but I always got with other things and I totally forget, like, when I have some little time. Everybody's waiting for the next Hidden Cup. The Hidden Cup, where's the next Hidden Cup? I hope there's gonna be another one. I hope so. I really hope so. We got more Polish Wichasas coming out of his cities. Still didn't repair fully his Gafferon Plaza, and we do need to see if he's gonna manage to get his GMC in time. He does have a decent amount of faith gathering per turn. We see he's on 800, and he's still getting pillaged. It's coming this month. Woo! First in September, one in November. Okay, yay! So the one in August actually was the one not how to say not initiated. Okay, I see. Okay, he's fine. One is, oh my god, wait, no one in, not one in October? But why? Oh, you felt one a month was a lot. Okay, I guess it makes sense. But no, man, I think everybody likes it. I think everybody likes it. Maybe we should try to organize one on CPL as well. I don't know if you want to, but I feel like CPL would want one as well. You know, like do a month, every 2 months, one on CVFR, and in the other months we do one on CPL with different players. We do have Rhabarbertee getting closer to Sidon. You see that Ancient Wall is going to finish in one turn. We do have, of course, these trebuchets coming up upgraded from Xi'an, and they might actually get soon next to Biruta. Now that the defense is up for Phoenicia, it's going to be very, very hard for China to push through. Even with those strong units, the Maritimes gets, two-shotted by the crossbow inside of the city center with the two promotions, Arrowstorm and Volley coming up for him. And we got Mapuche over here running for his life with the Malon Raiders, trying to get as many yields pillaged as possible, while of course those Wing Hussars are going to be fast on their track. We do see also a general coming up from Poland. I don't actually see a general to the north, so but I do see a few Wing Hussars that are trying to go for that. Noob64 did lose the city of Badung to the west of Ternate, and we do see England is trying to do as much damage as possible to Indonesia. Well, Poland is going to defend the city of Bima from now on, and we do need to see how fast he's going to manage to get those units to the north. The fact that he got attacked by malordators did stop his plans quite a bit, delayed his plans, not stop, delayed his plans quite a bit. Theme will be a surprise. Oh my god, okay, surprise theme, surprise theme. What was Indo's thought process about those settles? I think he just wanted to put more pressure on England, force him to do a little bit of a defense here, and maybe get a few cities away from him. He knew England would need to defend Plymouth and Sheffield, and defending Sunderland would have opened up another front line. I also believe Indo thought he should have this if he does manage to get his Jongs, which honestly most of the time does help you so much because the Jongs are so strong of a unit, and they can shoot down land units as well. They are replacement frigates after all, and if you do manage to get a +5 on them from the escort, they are amazing. I'm a bit surprised he didn't get that many of them. I guess Noob 634 did underestimate what's the damage and what's the commitment that Eleanor would actually how to say, put against him. He didn't listen to Han Solo about not being cocky. Yeah, exactly. Gunza Kimbo knows. Yeah, exactly. He needed to be a little bit more, you know, settled down over there. You know. Also, Aquarius Wolf, good evening, sir. Salty Capybara, come on, I was so curious. Yeah. Well, I like how Barsake is keeping us on our toes. You know, he doesn't want to give us any more inside details, and we're all gonna be ending up on that day knowing what's going on, not knowing what's going on. City first, project second, truly the play. It is what it is. Sometimes, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I did get shared over here one of the clips. I think I shared it in the chat. Let me actually see if we got everything. More than decent amount of science. He is getting attacked over here by man-at-arms, and we do have Phoenicia needing to get his crossbows. Couldn't quite put the pressure. Oh my god, that man-at-arms just amazing. That 1 minute arms withstood the whole heat from the army of rage. Really? It's a man at arms, bro. It's not a tank. We don't know. Oh my god, perfect. You got all of that. Perfect, man, perfect. Thank you so much, Shingo. Thank you. Okay, let's see what do we have here. We do have Phoenicia attacking back on these units, and you can see he is managing to take down a considerable amount of Chinese units. I think actually China is going to run out of steam, and he's not actually getting the cities over here. There were just so many units, and I gotta say the fact that they had the gold necessary to upgrade and to hard buy, upgrade, chop, whatever they needed to do to keep Phoenicia alive did keep them in the game at the moment. On the yields tab, we do have, as you can see, Khornie with 75 science, 126 culture, with a massive amount of cities. So we got him on 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 cities at the moment. Also, Cynthia on the east side is getting bigger and bigger with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 cities soon enough. She's also managing to get a decent amount of builders with the feudalism promotion on them. I'm pretty sure she's gonna try to improve all of her land very, very quickly. And Noob 64 did get to 174 science and 87 culture. He is the simmer of COC, and we got him with 200 production, just like Khornie is on 218 production. That is where the difference lies. Difference lies between these two teams. And oh my god, Cowmarks, thank you so much. 3 months in advance. Oh my god, merci beaucoup. Thank you so much, Cowmarks. Thank you. I've got a bed that does that. I close my eyes, and when I open them, I go around 6-8 hours in the future. Wait, what? You do? Oh my god, that's amazing. Back into the Future. This reminds me of that movie over there, Back to the Future, right? Amazing, man, amazing. Oh, that actually, I haven't seen that movie in so long. I need to somehow see it again. I don't know if I can even find it. Is it on Disney Plus this time? I don't know. By the way, did you guys see the new ones? Oh, we got 5 gifted sub anonymous strikes again with 5 ones. Be right back. We got Guernaros, we got Ave Machiavelli, we got the Grizzly Rogers, Finnar Finn. Hello there, sirs, and of course, welcome, welcome. Do you also fast travel? He's like, yeah, he's definitely fast traveling over there. Oh my god, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Looks like we got also Hype Train closing. Sidon did manage to get extra strength from a musket. Looks like the privateer coming up in 7 for that extra damage from the coastline. Phoenicia is pushing out, and it looks like China's units are getting pummeled to the ground. And it doesn't seem like it's gonna be an end in sight for this counterattack coming up from Phoenicia. We do need to also see Poland over here. Poland marching towards England. He did manage to deal with all of those Malons to the south. Most of them actually, I think he dealt with very swiftly, and he's going to need to repair most of his cities. Grandmaster Chapel coming up in 2 turns. Khornie does have 103 faith a turn and 1100 faith in the bank. He's going to start to buy out immediately those units and send them towards Eleanor. Eleanor does have multiple rows of spearmen, and I gotta say, this is not actually how you need to. Well, I know pikemen will need to be the defensive units against those wing hussars and so on, but you have to be careful because they will deal more damage against you if they cannot retreat. That's the problem, right?
Hype time.
Whoa! All triangle, 100 bits. Indeed, hype time. We got one of those trains going. Choo choo. Let's see what's gonna happen now. Of course, September. I believe it's here, right? We're starting strong in the September month. Yeah. Absolutely true. Making sure you are resting well, it's a big deal. Yeah. Wait, Gunza Kimbo is also saying, when you hear all about healing your body, doesn't sleep, you realize all the games you play are 100% correct. Sleeping cures all pain and death. Yeah, sure. And well, you do need to sleep. I gotta say, I also, I really need my 8 hours of sleep. If I don't get my 8 hours of sleep, my mother always tells me that I'm really cranky, and I'm really mean. I need my 8 hours. Give me my 8 hours. Favnet over here, why is Victoria only on 5 cities? He didn't have that many to settle, unfortunately. So he got, you see over here, he's gonna get more settlers, but this is just the land he got. They made a sacrifice to be together over there, but gave up on 2/3 of the map towards his opponents. And I was extremely worried about this from the beginning. I thought they're going to go for a remap, honestly, but it looks like they didn't choose to go for a remap. I think it would have been much better to go for a remap in this scenario. Anyway, it does look like Colosseum did get built on Indonesia. We do have him with that extra nice bit of culture. He also did go for free inquiry this time. That's one of the reasons he has that amazing science. We do have Weltall, Penbrush and Voice. Rhabarbertee is Penbrush and Voice. Golden Age, we got Mr. Toast Dark Age, and of course Leni Dark Age. That is a problem. Those first 3 spearmen are are you sure, bro? Exactly. Like these guys are gonna have a problem. These guys are gonna, well, bite the edge of those wing hussars. That's going to be an issue. Now we do have more Sukenitsas being built or repaired. I'm not sure which one of the twos. I think built actually in this city of Lodz. And we do need to see if there's going to be an attack over here on the north. In the Great People screen, we did have Great Generals being acquired. Phoenicia is starting to get 3 points at 10. Poland is on 2. England is on 1. China on 2. And I do see Mapuche coming up on 1. So it does look like even if they built a few encampments, they didn't go crazy with them. And I do need to see those scientist points. What's happening here? Did they manage to get Hypatia yet? Yes, they did. Indonesia got it. Okay, so another one of those points that he's making so much science. Okay. I also need to watch Cynthia, how fast she's gonna manage to get the next golden age. I guess the next points going. She did manage to put all of those cities. She needs the stats. She needs 100 more science, more production. At the moment, she's on 181 production with 136 gold, managing to upkeep quite a few of her units. Not to mention her allies' units. I do want to quickly check England's ability to do. Oh my God! No attack available for those redcoats to go against Poland. Like, really? Redcoats, tanky tanks, possible units against Poland doesn't have the ability to. Look at this continent split. Man, oh man, that's just nasty, bro. That's just nasty. Scythia is PvEing. Yeah, Cynthia is PvEing. She's fighting Mogadishu, but I guess Lenin did levy a few units from here. Well, it is what it is. He's trying to do so, you know, he's trying. This is another continent though. Lenin may get a few redcoats from his cities, but I think it's a bit too late now. Especially with the Rage staying alive, 109 science, 87 culture versus Rhabarbertee's 74 and 70. It does look like even if Sidon is getting pushed quite hard, it's gonna remain alive. We got multiple trebuchets still available to attack into the city center. They don't deal enough damage to take it completely out. And of course with the privateers and the other units of the other crossbows shooting back, they will slowly dwindle the opposing force against that city center down. That it doesn't look like he's gonna lose the city, but we'll see. There are a few more turns to go anyway for these to stay alive. Next turn, let's see, they can take down this trebuchet. No, actually 1, 2, that's it. Only 2 can hit on that. Okay. Okay, let's see. Imagine if Scythia took science seriously and we would see skyrockets. Science. Yeah, I guess skyrockets. Well, we do have all of the members of COC getting over 100 science, and of course we're still in the Pembrokeshire Voice / Free Inquiry medieval era. We do need to see what's going to happen in the next one, but I'm pretty sure there's more concern growing on HOH every turn passes, with the Weltalls on 91 and 98 ended up with a max output of cities over here. He's also going to probably at some point get pressured by Poland. Poland did manage to get his Grandmaster Chapel built, and now he's going to have the ability to get all of those Winkelstars bought with faith. Doesn't need to worry about hard building them, and you can see they do deal a considerable amount of damage against English units. The Knights are actually going to be quite powerful, but of course this is a Winkelstar without a general. He's going to need to put a general next to it. And he's gonna need one of the next ones, actually, the medieval renaissance. He needs a renaissance general for it. I'm actually surprised he didn't put at least a project. Okay, there we go. Project in 2 turns coming. So he's gonna try to get all of his efforts for those 2 turns, for the next 2 turns. To build up an army on the north, get all of the army repositioned from the south to the north, and so on and so forth. We're going to see quite a few of them upgraded over there next to the city of Rocklo and sent towards England. England has been trying to get those writer points, and of course we do see Poland is also getting a few of them. 5 great writer points a turn. Indonesia 3. We got Eleanor on 8, Phoenicia on 2. And from what I can see in the previously recruited screen, we do have, let's check it out from the beginning of the game. 1 on Scythia, 1 great writer on Scythia, 1 on Eleanor, 1 on Indonesia, another 1 on Eleanor, another 1. So 3 on Eleanor. He actually managed to get 3 of them. Probably one of the reasons that he stayed competitive over here. 110 science, 116 culture. Remember, each of those books does give him +2 bonus points into the districts that he has in those cities. That includes culture, science, gold, and so on. The production. Now he is. Doing 110 science and 116 culture. Not bad. Gunpowder in 2. We might actually see him with a pie shot. The pie shots actually will neuter the attack of Poland. So I'm a bit worried about it. This was amazing, by the way. Big brain planes coming out from Mapuche. He totally delayed enough the attack of Poland on Eleanor, so he keeps Eleanor alive for the next phase of the game. What are they gonna do in the next phase of the game? I mean, that's on anybody's question over here, on everybody's mind. We do need to see how Noob 64 Synth is gonna go for this. At the moment, they're just, you know, rising slowly in stats and doing the gold for their allies. Ooh, Sidon went down with quite a sacrifice. Rhabarbertee sacrificed all of his army to take one of the Phoenician cities down. Of course, we're gonna see another settler coming up from Biruta. And we do see that Phoenicia is enraged over here to go against the cities of China. And we do have China trying to reposition some of the units, rebuild them from the north. But since he lost most of his army, it's going to be very tough. And the city of Xi'an actually is almost impossible to defend because of the cattle ties and this 2-1 over here that can shoot on the city center, especially with the ancient walls are going to be dwindled down really quickly. We do need to see Phoenicia build some faster units. I'm actually surprised we don't see some of those knights getting put into the build queues here. Campus building, Kurgan tourism incoming, yeah. Campus buildings are 100%, so Indo and Dominus are booming this era. Yeah, they are. They're exploding. I guess everybody's getting quite a few points there. In the goal situation, we do have the two Englands doing amazingly well on 172 and 221. They aren't lagging behind the science, nor is the culture a problem for them. It's more of a matter of what kind of options do they have in the late game, in the next part of the game, especially with so many options available for their opponents to go for. The Diplo victory has been achieved at the beginning as a vote for Khornie. Khornie can easily put down Mahabodhi Temple with one of his holy sites, and I'm pretty sure he can try to go for a harbor from Bidgonsk, so he can get the Statue of Liberty over there. That shouldn't be a problem. They do have Indonesia to defend him, and as you can see over here, he's gonna end up going against the pikemen of England. Now, the fact that he was delayed so much does mean his wing hussars are not gonna be successful so fast enough to go against English units, nor are they gonna be successful into pushing the English army. Of course, we do need to see if he's gonna manage to get a general. I think he did finish an encampment training project, and yeah, there we go. He does have the option to recruit Ethelfled, while I'm pretty sure he's gonna need to get the core ability on his units to have those wing hussars able to push through the pikeman line. Nationalism comes up in 4, or did he finish it right now? Let's see. Yeah, it's coming up in 4. So again, he's getting delayed a little bit more every turn, which is quite a problem for him to go for his opponent. Well, we do have on the other side China getting pushed over here on the city of Xi'an. A good thing for him is that Phoenicia doesn't have siege units with this army. Biruta did spend at least 1 turn to get a settler out, and of course you do see Rage is gonna put on that same lake settler. We do have a bombard coming up in 3 from Biruta, which is gonna take a little time to get there on the cattle town and take down the city defenses of Xi'an. In the meantime, Rhabarbertee did get his musketman technology that allows him to upgrade these men-at-arms into those muskets, which are gonna be much stronger than these men-at-arms, and of course they can almost one-shot the crossbows of Phoenicia. Oh, hello Zenjamax. Good evening, sir. Hello there. Drink water? Yes, sir. I do need to. What can I say? The good old days of 360p. Hello there. Yeah. What can I say, man? England is trying his UU push, which is just slowing his sim. Wait. I hope he's not trying his UU push. That's not gonna help him. I mean, there's like look at the continent split over here. There's just no continent split for him to go for this. Oh my god, he's actually trying to go for it. Oh, this is not gonna go anywhere. It was like, Kimbo, my eyes wanted to... okay. Well, we got the crossbows dealing the damage against the pikemen, and it looks like they are slowly tearing apart the English army. While from the east side we do have multiple wing hussars going against these knights and taking them down. You do see they're pushing them over there. Sunderland is going to be again under attack, and I do notice courses are coming up from Poland as well on this movement. They are one movement more than the wing hussars, but they do lack a little bit of strength. I didn't want to ask you, by the way, did you guys see Rings of Power? Did you guys see the new Lord of the Rings series? There's like 2 episodes out right now. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know, for some reason my click got clipped. Yep. No, I have not. Okay, I did. God, I want to bleed. Wait, really? F.M. Machiavelli didn't like it? Wait, really? You want to? Okay, interesting. I guess there are different opinions, and they are trying to mix the storyline. I don't want to give any spoilers, so that's why I was asking if you did or if you didn't, just that. But I just want to say I'm actually looking forward to see where they are going with this. We do have to see what's going to happen. It's the first actual series, like actual episode series that we have. So we got to give him the benefit of a doubt, right? Really, really weird tempo. Well, we do have Phoenicia realizing he's not going to easily push into the Chinese cities, and of course he still is shooting from afar on the city of Xi'an from that cattle tile, building up the bombard from Biruta. While he's getting more settlers out and about, he can definitely settle quite a few islands if he wants to, and that's going to give him a decent amount of advantage, especially in the gold screen. We do need to see if he's going to also manage to get other stats. The population, the extra population he's going to get from the cities is still going to be good for him. Now that he did manage to get the advantage over his opponent, of course, taking down his army, losing a city in the process, but it is what it is, and we might actually see him. Oh my god, Privateer coming out for rage. I do see him using Gaius Duilius on that Privateer fleet, and now he's gonna go against the city of Xi'an with it, taking down the walls and putting a knight right in the face of it. He might actually go one city for one city. What do you think, guys? One city for one city, it does look like it. Amazing. We did see this from the beginning. We did think about it, but not as a privateer for those biremes. We thought he's going to put a city there and fleet up a bireme and take down Xi'an. Looks like the privateer fleet, well, was an awesome choice to go against Xi'an right now. He can keep this one. He can keep it. Yeah, he can actually keep it. If you know the books, there are a ton of Easter eggs, but otherwise leaves a lot of things in the air. Oh, I don't know the books. Maybe that's why. I don't know the books. I'm an open, I'm very open to the storyline here. But I got the same feeling about Star Wars, right? I don't like, and that's why I understand everybody that's saying, oh, I don't like the new line of, the new storyline of Lord of the Rings, because I don't like the storyline of Star Wars. I read the books, like almost all of them. I think I only missed like 5 or 7 books or something like that out of all of the hundreds of books that have been done for the Star Wars universe. And I know as the timeline what should happen through the, you know, like through the multiple centuries, and I'm like, bro, that's not how the story goes. You know, that's not how the story goes. Like, give me back my story. I liked the story so much when I was young to read through all of those books, and now you change it on me. No, the nerve, and also put like really bad things about it. Like, Oh my god, they killed Han, bro. They killed Han. I read them as a kid. This is so I know, right? I totally get it, oh, I totally get it. Exactly. That's my feeling of Star Wars. It's just no. No. Man, at some point I'm gonna need to make a picture of how many books I have of Star Wars. This is like, I would say, a whole library of books from Star Wars. I did give quite a few of them away, but they're still there. There still are so many of them. Reading the Silmarillion is about as interesting as reading the driest parts of. Whoa! What was that? Whoa, bro! The best were X-Wing series. Yes, and the Throne, Throne, I believe, the Throne series. I also like the new ones. I forgot how they're called actually. With the latest ones actually, the new age ones with Jaina, and her brothers and her sisters actually. Jane. What was it? Anyway, the children of Highlands and Leia, which are not the same, by the way. They're not even named the same in the new one. What is this? Mara, where is Mara? Like really, where is Mara? Luke's wife. Where is Mara? There's no Mara in the game, in the movie. We need Mara. We need Luke's wife. Anyway, we got quite a few more universities coming out from England. You do see he has a decent amount of production right the moment, with 162 coming out from Mr. Toes, 160 on Leni. We got Rhabarbertee 134, Weltall was 170. On the other side, it looks like Rage is still a little bit suffering from this, but now he's putting the pressure on Xian back, and with his privateer fleet, he is taking down the walls really quickly. Taking a look at don't ask George about Mara. I think there was something there, I think something happened there. George not liking that name or something, I don't know. Anyway, we do have as you can see, Phoenicia also preparing a night attack from the city of Utica. He did manage to recruit a general. Unfortunately, he needs to do something about his production, and one of the things that he is doing to counter that lack of production is to put more settlers in the water. We're gonna have all of them exploring over here to the west side, and of course he does have quite a few islands that he could go for and settle. I also noticed Noob 64 is going insane with the, oh my god, wow, 413 production, Khornie 310. We got Noob 64 on 300 science as well. Looks like he's going for more arenas, even with that I would say, even with the Colosseum inside of his cities, he's gonna go for mausoleum at Halicarnassus in the city of Mahapahit, where he has a more than decent amount of tiles to work, and it's gonna get an extra science point, extra faith point, and culture point. Sunderland is gonna go down. Looks like it's being put under siege, and we got multiple units around it, with even more units coming up from England to defend it. More pressure coming up from Khornie onto these English units. Now his wing hussars cannot push effectively through the packing shot army without support, and of course we do see the crossbows to have a problem attacking into those packing shots as well. We do need to see field cannons coming out from Poland. He shouldn't be that far away from getting the technology. He's on 174 science, 194 culture, and ballistics is gonna be discovered in 3 turns. That's gonna allow him to upgrade most of these units. They're not far away from the borderline, so he could get them back, upgrade, and then go again against the English defensive line. We do have a possible attack coming out from England here. I'm pretty sure he did realize he's not gonna be getting that extra +5 going against Poland. You have to realize the Red Coast do deal the extra +5 when they're on another continent, on the same continent. They just don't have it, and this is a massive one continent, the purple continent, for Poland and England alike. He does have a decent amount of units in the water, building a few more, and I do see him getting a siege tower. There's still, don't get me wrong, there's still strong units. They're going to be like 90+ strength, but actually, are they? Because they don't have, well, they might be actually. They don't have the, he doesn't have a general with them yet, and he doesn't have core ability yet. So that might be a problem. He is barely enlightenment in 1. I guess he's gonna be boosted to nationalism, but still, it's just not like his attack is gonna be too late. I believe too late. Yeah, I love that Scythia and Gitancha basically own the largest continent on the map. Yeah, I think this gave them the win. And I have to really ask, even though I kind of know the answer, I want to ask them in the post-game chat why they didn't remap. Because it kind of feels like the answer to that is they had this close proximity between the two Eleanors and they just didn't want to give that up. They had an opportunity to generate so much gold. But gold is not everything in the game, right? You still need to get a lot of stats up, a lot of cities production and so on, and you do see how the longer the game progresses and more cities are being settled by Indonesia and Scythia, they're just getting, so many stats, including gold, like alongside gold is just getting so many stats. 200 and 4 gold per turn for Synth. Noob 64 is 250. He does have 300 science, 160 culture. The longer the game goes on, I'm pretty sure we're going to see planes coming up from Indonesia. And of course, Poland will need to go tanks. I do see him putting down quite a few encampments, and I'm sure the next ones that we got more encampments coming out from his cities from the next population levels, while Indonesia is just going to focus on getting the science. Isaac Newton got recruited in also Mahapahit. He got that extra boost from Mausoleum at Halicarnassus. Now he's going for more production from his shipyards, even though he already has a definite edge, 429 production. That's more than double Eleanor's production. Eleanor is on 168. That's 336 double. That's just oops. We got the red coast coming up from England. We can now see the damage coming up from the city of Leeds. That one, it's 82. So that's what I was worried about. He's not even gonna have. So first of all, he doesn't have the general. With the general, it would be 87, and at least he's gonna get like very close to 90 plus. He can deal damage, but when it comes to the wing hussars stop them. It's just dead. It's not going to happen. The wing hussars are going to be stronger than the redcoats. Commerce production, Khornie's production plus faith and noob's production. They have double production of any other. Yeah, they do. That's amazing. Let's see what happened here, by the way. Looks like Rhabarbertee did manage to save his city of Xi'an. Rage did put that privateer field to go against him, and it looks like at the moment we do have him stopped dead in its tracks. We do need to see what's going to be his response if he keeps on pressuring. One of the reasons was he didn't keep on building a land army, while China did build one. And now Rage is gonna try to get a few more knights out to defend against this, and we do see him. He successfully sent those settlers on their merry way through the seas, so they can get a lot more cities coming up for his empire, which is gonna help him be much more flexible in the next part of the game against Rhabarbertee. Even of course, getting to those next year. Oh my god, next year technologies. England should have gone factories and went labs to be relevant. Yeah. England, you mean Victoria, right? You mean Victoria? Yeah. It kind of feels like he dropped. Well, I'm not sure if he dropped the ball because he didn't have that much land to go for, and his science wasn't incredible. I think it would have taken him a bit too long. I guess it's hard to tell at the moment if that would have been a much better scenario. They needed the gold to put into the attack phase of the Manor Raiders, and at the same time in China. I'm not so certain anybody can stop Indonesia from getting too much science. And yes, I said that correctly. Too much science. Flight coming up in 1 from Noob 634. He's gonna put down those aerodromes soon enough, and he's gonna start to get the biplanes going. Should have, well, I guess he doesn't have oil discovered, so he doesn't care about that. But he's gonna get the aluminium soon. Aluminum. He does have a tile of aluminum to the west of Barus. Barus. Does he have another one? I only see one. Oh, 2 of them. Look at that. He has another aluminium tile underneath one of his theater squares. So that's more than enough aluminum. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I got used to saying aluminium for the longest time in my life. It's so hard to actually call it aluminum. Can you check privateer damage on Musketman? Video Monster. Good evening, sir. Yes, I can. It's not enough. 65 versus 76. Aluminium is the correct way. Yes, I know, right? I know, but I'm pretty sure some US citizens would say, no, I'm wrong. I need to call it aluminum, because it is what it is. Oh, Rhabarbertee with the counter attack. Multiple caravels coming out from Xi'an, attacking into Utica. We do have a bombard in that city center, shooting back. We got a privateer fit over there as well, shooting back on the caravels. And Rhabarbertee is gonna try to take back that city, take back the positioning. Aluminum. Yeah. There we go. There we go, man. Yeah. Fez has been defeated. Where was Fez? Where was Fez? Who was taking out Fez? The nerve of taking out Fez. Oh my god. Where did you put Fez? Oh man, I think these English towns should have been there for a long time. Like Nottingham, Brighton, Portsmouth, Blackburn. They should have been settled a long time ago. Yeah, exactly. Aluminum. Aluminum. Yum, 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 yum. Hey, Sunderland did go down, and it looks like, of course, England is going to feel the pain over there. We're going to need to check out if there's going to be an upcoming attack. It looks like the units of Poland did die over there on that attack. I'm pretty sure there's no defense coming up against planes anytime soon, coming up from Eleanor. Mr. Toast did get to 147 science, 142 culture, but still far away from getting those. Era score. Let's see. We got Noob getting the golden. 111 out of 111. We got Rage 8493, not getting golden. Since going dark, Khornie the going dark. On the other side, it looks like Mr. Toes is 70 out of 70 going normally. No, he's going golden. 77 golden. He's going heroic actually. Oh, that's gonna be nice. Leni is also gonna be on 77, and it looks like he did manage to get the golden age. I think he was in a normal age now. Okay, so he's only gonna have a golden age. Normal age enjoyers. Yes, look at what you started. Wait, what? Commander Keen. Well, it is what it is, man. Bro, yeah, I don't know. Red coats detected, yes. And you see Poland immediately putting some camps over there on his land. These are going to defend the red coats. Red coats don't have a general with them. It's going to be very, very slow for England to get that general. He's only on 5 points a turn, and he does have 2 more turns together in camel training projects. It's going to take a while to get it there. And the fact that he did manage to push towards the city of Random will force Khornie to reposition his units, but the field cannons are going to slowly take down the red coat's strength. And of course, we do have 145 faith a turn coming up from Khornie. He's on 530 faith in the bank. He can buy more units out if need be, not to mention he can produce them. He's on 375 production at the moment in his empire. We got Mr. Toes going for that heroic age with Reform the Coinage, Hixun, Dracones, and Monumentality Golden Age, while Leni is going to be in Reform the Coinage. They're doing massive amounts of gold over here on their side, 179 and 340, while even without the Golden Age, oh my god, look at their gold generation. Khornie, 224 gold, Synth, 200 gold, Noob, 634, 312 gold on Reform the Coinage. That is just massive. Also, Mahapahit is going to get his aerodrome down in one turn. I do see Isotor of Miletus over there as a great engineer, allowing him with the extra bonus points from Mausoleum of Halicarnassus to get more charges. I do see also Theatre Square festivals coming up on his side, and more aerodromes being built from the northern cities from Ternate. He's gonna finish up his campuses from his other cities, and we're probably gonna see the planes arrive on English doorstep soon enough. Of course, settling another city over here will give him the positioning to attack inland, and I'm pretty sure London is even gonna be attacked over here by those fighters. Pew, 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 pew. Tomato. Yes. Tomato. Tomato. Man, don't speak bad about the potato, bro. Potato big. Do Europeans spell it aluminium? Yes. Actually, in Romanian is like this. Aluminium. This. Just this. Actually, wait. This, not the first one, the second one, aluminium. That's how we. That's why we. That's how we say it. Tomato. Yeah, just put the accent. You know, the correct accent in French. Right, let's see. I'm going for myself. I'm going for the nuclear, and me. Okay, me nuclear me. Submit. Oh, Congress bugged. 2 of them can't vote. Okay. What is this? Oh, right. Okay. we'll see how England will do here. It looks like they did vote in the World Congress. There was a bit of an issue. Weltall and they mentioned the two of them cannot vote, and the two of the members of COC did not vote either. We do need to see what they're gonna do here, and of course. Wait, what? We do need to see how this is going to end up on. Looking at what's going on, England does have these redcoats D-Daying on the side of Poland, and those CAF units are more than capable of withstanding a little bit of the damage. They look like they are going to need some support help, with Poland needing to core them up. From the north, of course, on the other continent, the English redcoats will get an extra +5 on them, and you can see Poland is starting to core up a few of his units, while also Eleanor is doing the same. I haven't been watching all stream, but Mapuche seems to have really ruined the Khornie's game. Yeah, Mapuche did amazingly well over here to destabilize the Polish nation, and at the same time get those pillages going. It was quite awesome to see. We did have also a long-term war coming up from Phoenicia going against China. China did get his units against Phoenicia, and did manage to take down the city of Sidon, which was on the place of Suburnt. Suburnt over here is, well, I guess being replaced, and we do have Phoenicia pushing back with cuirassier corps, still not strong enough to go against these line infantry corps. Give me a second over here, and I was trying to figure out something. There we go. You got it. Well, looking at what's going on over here, I'm pretty sure we're going to see planes coming up from Indonesia. First, he's going for his hangars, and looks like he's building them quite fast. 537 garrison strength, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see them arrive on the western continent quite soon. We do also need to check out how fast Indonesia... Oh, he's going to go for terracotta army. Okay, very nice. From Bima. How fast he's going to get a new city over here to the north, so he can apply some more power, air power against the English units. Of course, with England benefiting only from crossbows, maybe some field cannons soon enough, those are not going to be able to withstand the attacks from the fighters. And I'm pretty sure Noob 64 is going to go for a radio, figure out how much aluminium he has, and then figure out how many planes he can put in the air. But he does want the hangars for more space for those planes to benefit from. You do get one extra space for a plane in the aerodromes, and of course that means more air power to go against England. We still have Poland defending well, quite courageously over here against the Redcoats. The Redcoats did disembark another time from the northwest, and they are trying to push with a few Mapuche units, which honestly, from what I can see, they're not actually going to have any kind of success rate. Well, they're still going to do some damage, especially on their economy. They're going to need to put some resources into this and to try to get back their bonus points. With Khornie on 221 science and 170 culture, he is gonna get to steel walls soon enough. He's on 75 strength at the moment, and even if those redcoats get next to his cities, I don't believe in their chances of punching through the city defenses. They're not cores, they don't have a general with them. Like, all of those are gonna be a problem, all of those elements. Some of them are cores, actually. He did just core one up. Oh my god, he did that, and I didn't see it. Okay, Gustavus Adolphus is also gonna come on the front line. Okay, do we see? Okay, yeah, not strong enough. 85 strength against that city, and at the moment that city is not boosted. We're gonna need to see next turn how fast Khornie can get steel walls. I think it's faster than the redcoats can get there. He didn't click on it. Ah, come on, bro. Click on it. Click it. Click it. Bum, bum, bum. Totally gonna forget if I don't do something right now, so I'm doing it right now. Give me a second. Where was it? Okay, there we go.
Culture.
This. Okay. Okay, so more cores coming up, not a lot of them in the count. 3 of them will end up after he cores up with these remaining units. And from what I can see, he is not going to get to build them very quickly from his cities. England is going to also try to go for Phoenicia and Arsenal. And of course, I'm talking about Victoria over here. He did build quite a few of those industrial zones, and I do notice he did arrive at 245 production. He's the most productive out of his team, but only 184 science and 86 culture. Not really on the same science level as Khornie, nor is he on the same science level as the Simmer of the COC. Of course, that's Noob 634. Noob is putting down more water parks for those extra amenities. I do notice he is keeping up trying to get the city of Bima with more districts. A campus comes out next time, and at the moment he did figure out his aluminium. I think he just finished planes. Yeah, he just finished, sorry, not planes, a radio, and he's gonna go for advanced flight in 3 turns. He doesn't have oil, so that's why he's not putting any biplanes in production. He didn't go bottom 3 anytime in the meantime, and from what I can see, he is gonna try to get those zoos going. On Scythia, I do notice Cynthia is just gonna get as higher as a production and of gold generation as possible. She's also trying to take down the city of Mogadishu. Unfortunately, for her, that city center is gonna try to get Renaissance walls soon enough. That means he already has the 150 fortification health. She's gonna need a decent amount of bombard cores to go against that city center of 82 strength. That is massive for a city. Give me a second here. Oh. Okay, copy. There we go. Venetian Arsenal, yes, should have brought a slinger along. Yeah, one slinger to rule them all. Well, it looks like the English redcoats are having trouble pushing through the remaining units of Poland. There are just too many of them. Even if they are strong units to go against one at a time, it does look like the wing hussars are going to be able to push back. And we do see those field cannons are slowly tearing those English units' health apart. We do have the siege tower also arriving over here on the coast, and I'm actually curious if Poland is going to have an option to take it out. Maybe he can snipe it. Yeah, embark the cav and then disembark on that siege tower and snipe it. That would be awesome. That will probably well, I guess he doesn't need to anyway. Oh, Khornie not even carrying, oh, bro. No steel walls, bro. Okay, so I guess he's more than having confidence in his city's ability to remain alive against these redcoats, even with a siege tower to come against them. Shouldn't you wait for medic's artilleries? Well, he should, but he has still in 5. Well, it looks like he's going top 3. Khornie is going buttress, and I see no 2 turns away from advanced flight. What's going on here? Okay, so this is kind of a stalemate. Nobody's pushing anybody, right? We did have Utica remain alive against those 2 caravels coming up from Xi'an. Looks like he's gonna get a few more bombards from there, but very slow burning. And I do see even the field cannon corps have trouble pushing through the line infantries of China, with of course Oligarchic Legacy on them, the General Tortoise promotion. Like all of those bonuses do mix to 106 strength, while the field cannon corps is only 77 on attack. That's just not good numbers for him. 1078 siege tower, yeah, that feels like it's a bit too late, right? A bit too late. Tiny, tiny, tiny. A bit too late. Well, one red coat goes down, and that siege tower is still there. Can he do it? No, he actually needs a last move, first move. Not enough, not enough strength, not enough movement. We do have the field cannon also able to take down the cav, and of course we do see from the north they are fighting against those red coat corps. They are trying to encircle Radom, but of course Khornie is aware that this might happen, and he's not allowing them to do so. While he does have more production available for him to get units, you do see there's no second line of units coming up from England, and from what I can see, from Victoria, and from what I can see, Eleanor is trying to get more field cannons, is oblivious to the fact that he's gonna get attacked by planes soon enough coming up from Indonesia. Of course, well, I guess we don't see any kind of reaction. Maybe he doesn't have, he cannot get a reaction from this, so he's just not caring about it. Mr. Toast is 159 science. Even if he gets steel walls in 3, the production necessary for anti-air guns is just gonna be so big. Is England anywhere near battleships? Even if he is, you mean Eleanor? Which England? Eleanor is near battleships, yes. Eleanor, Mr. Toes is still in 3, and he can get battleships in the other side. I don't know if he has coal, but I'm pretty sure somebody else can give him coal if he really needs to. Is anybody making coal? Oh, right, Leni might be making coal. No, he just got industrial zones. He didn't actually go for factories. So he's not making coal. Oh, he is. Wait, 20 coal. 20 coal. And Weltall does have coal. So maybe they're gonna give it to Mr. Toes. On a cosmic scale, yes. Yeah, he's getting closer. He's getting closer. Hey, my fart. Good evening, sir. How are you doing, man? How are you doing this evening? We do also notice, of course, on Scythia did manage to get those points going for the Great Writers. Scythia is 16 Great Writer points a turn, while Eleanor is on 15. Indonesia is also on 8, and they did manage to recruit quite a few of them. I don't think there's any possibility for them to get a win here in the culture, but Khornie is on 10 out of 71. Of course, Khornie is focused way too much on getting that attack slash defense coming against both Englands, not to mention he needed to defend against the Malon Raiders. This just wasn't in the cards for him this game. He's on 88 tourism per turn, while Noob 64 did turn to 112 tourism per turn, and Synth is on 40. And they do have a decent amount of culture coming up on both teams. Of course, with Eleanor coming up on 177, he's putting up quite a bit of a defense. In the total yield stat, though, if you take a look at the yields on both teams, it does seem like COC is well ahead of their opponents. Of course, the game kept on going, even if there were skirmishes going all over the map. They couldn't get, of course, I'm talking about Holiday on Highlands, they couldn't get their attack points going and managed to push through their opponents' defenses, and that meant that extra land that COC was benefiting from the beginning, that just allowed them to settle and settle and settle, and now they're benefiting from all of that extra points of districts, the extra points of population, and of course the buildings in those districts, not to mention the tiles. We do have a noob on 386 science with 258 culture. He is going to get his airport soon enough. I do notice he's going to get some aquariums and the broadcast centers, and I do believe he might actually even try to go for maybe Statue of Liberty. But come on, England needs to build. Sorry, not England. Poland needs to build it. Where is his Mahabodhi temple? Is he ever gonna try this? Oh, he lost 2 Diplo points in the last one. I see how it is. Okay, so they definitely don't care about the Diplo victory. It's probably gonna be the next attack. The next major attack will be those planes. There still is. Stalemate coming up from China going against Phoenicia, and of course on both teams we do have a decent amount of gold generation. The production is just going in crazy sky high on Noob 64, 600 production coming up on him. He did finish most of his shipyards, and now he is building up more of those. He did get, by the way, even an industrial zone, and I really like this. He placed it in such a way that he will get the bonus from that factory into multiple cities, and of course he got another one from Jambi. This is such a good use of the extra bonuses that you get from the factories. How to say adjacency, proximity. You get on the factories. Let me show it up. Its production bonus is extended to all city centers with the 6 tiles that do not have the bonus from the same type of building. You do get so many more production just from a few of those. HOA should have insisted on the Highlands map anyway. Yeah. I was doing how to say, the opening while they started to talk about the maps over there, to ban the maps, and I didn't actually take a look at or I don't remember what they had the last remaining choice to go for. But I've seen much more of this continents and islands maps, much more of tilted axis, for example, which is I really like it. Statue of Liberty, Bidgonsk. Okay, and the random is getting pushed over here. England, what you gonna do? What you gonna do, bro? Okay, England. Oh my God, he might actually take a city down from Khornie. Man, he didn't snipe the siege tower. That's what happens when you don't snipe the siege tower. A city is gonna go down. Of course, we do need to see if Khornie is gonna. Oh, he's getting steel next time. Never mind. This is right on, man. Khornie big brain, bro. Like right on time, Khornie is getting steel. I was worried about him going refining. I was thinking, like, come on, you gotta get steel. You gotta totally stop that attack when it's next. The siege tower is getting obsolete, right? Anyway, kick W, man. Yeah, Cannon, you're totally right. I'm sorry. I just noticed it a little bit late. Let's see it. I want to see the first moves. Is Leni gonna bump into the city as well? Oh, he will. Oh, he will with 2 units and he's gonna lose 1. Oh, too late, bro. Too late. Oh, man. It is what it is. On Mapuche, actually, we didn't see him doing that much anymore. Of course, he has been confronted with a Phoenician army in the city of Byblos. Didn't quite get to push any of his units, even if he did have very strong units to go against those Phoenician Viking shots. He got stopped by cuirassiers and some field cannons. That's a very good choke point for Phoenicia to defend behind. I do also notice, of course, his religion got spread into multiple cities, and now he's putting a few encampments down. It's a bit of a problem going for the late game here, since he's only on 143 science and 94 culture. He's definitely getting challenged over there by Dado's science and culture. Not to mention, even if he does have a lot of production, his oil generation is not going to be on par with his opponents, especially Poland. Poland benefiting from multiple encampments. He is going to go tanks relatively soon over here, especially now that he did manage to get steel. Going cartography top 3. Okay, I guess he does want to get factories at some point, or what is he gonna try to go? Is he trying to go? What do you think, chat? What is he trying to do for cartography and mobilization? What do you think he's gonna try to go for? Is he going computers? Is that what is happening here? Going computers? England also lost a Viking shot, I believe, in the south, maybe. Oh, in the north. Yeah, Eleanor. You mean? Yeah. He did. And of course, there is still a chance for Radom to go down, actually. It looks like these red coat cores could actually push through it. I'm curious how the damage will change next time when the... when the city is gonna heal a little bit. It doesn't look like the field cannons can dwindle down the red coat core enough to push it back. Oh, Radom goes down, and Leni did manage to get a return on his tank over here with the red coats. Took one of the cities down of Khornie, and I'm pretty sure Khornie is mad about this. He did manage to take out most of the red coats, of course, and the units coming against him, but still he lost the city for it. We do have the Indonesian fighters coming up online, and you do see that 100 strength is taking down these Eleanor units really quickly. Of course, we do have steel walls coming up from Sheffield, and we will probably see some anti-air guns being built or maybe bought. They do a decent amount of gold, especially on Leni, and we do see Mr. Toes is on 1400 gold in the bank right now. He will have, unfortunately, well, a bit of an issue going through that. Leeds is also going to try to take away a Statue of Liberty from Bydgoszcz. Bydgoszcz was building it over here, coming up in 6 turns. No available chop for him, but I think he's not that worried about it. We do have archaeologists coming up from Krakow, and of course in the Diplo favor screen we do see there's quite a bit of an advantage over here on COC. 221, 345, 257, 335 coming up on COC as team members, while we do have on the right side 390, 97, 107, and 425. Some of them didn't actually get to vote, so maybe we do have this. We're gonna have to see this when they're gonna flip them out. Oh, wait a second. Can we give me a second here? There might actually not be that big of an advantage. See, honestly, it. So 1158, okay, versus yeah, there is an advantage. There is 160 points advantage, 166 points of advantage for the COC. Doesn't look like it's that big, but it's still an advantage. Looks like Noob is carrying. Yes, Curtis, indeed. Noob is carrying. We got Noob 64 over here getting back his confidence, and we do see him getting his bombers out, getting his fighters out, and he is going to start tearing apart the English army soon enough. He's gonna need to take over the city somehow, and of course with the bombers he's gonna deal the massive damage coming against those steel walls. He does have the range as well. While he did get terracotta army built, I do see already a bomber coming out from Mataram, and it does look like, of course, the 105 strength is gonna take down a third of the Sheffield's defense, while another one will be coming out of Mashapa hit soon enough. He does need to build from Bima another one of those aerodromes so he can get more planes in the front line, and you do see he is dealing the damage against these Eleanor units. What do we have here? Okay, more of these workshops coming out from Miriv and Pazerik. I do see Machu Picchu coming out from Napolis. And, well, I guess that's a wonder for the sake of a wonder. She doesn't have that many bonuses around it. We do have actually Cynthia managing to get to 300 science of her own with 205 culture. Looking at the stats over here, definitely COC is starting to overwhelm their opponents. Oh my god, that's like turning a shadow. They're blocking out the sun when it comes to getting those stats out. I'm gonna have to start on dinner soon. I'll leave the stream on, but I might be in and out. Oh, thank you so much, and of course, bon appetit, Gunza. I hope you're gonna get yourself something really tasty. Also, Victorious is telling us Noob needs to kill that calf in the middle of his empire. Noob. Calf. You mean this one? I guess so, but he can two-shot with the bombers if he really wants to. I think the bomber just moved there. It doesn't look like it shot anything, so I guess it just moved in Mataram. I don't know where he's building it. Oh, he's getting calves out. No, bro, don't put away the bombers. Just keep on building the bombers. It's much more important. Bombers! Yay! Pizza! Salisbury steaks. Oh my god, that sounds so good. Oh my god, that is just, oh my god, yes, Salisbury steaks. Let's see, a dish originating in the United States and made from a blend of ground beef and other ingredients and usually served with gravy or brown sauce. Oh my god, it is a version of the Hamburg steak. Oh my god, I'm like, while I'm reading that, I have like, my mouth is watering. What is this? I'm drooling all over the place. Well, we do have the final red coat about to go down. Of course, Poland is managing to take down that remaining unit with the artillery getting upgraded next to him. Indonesia is pressuring Eleanor a little bit more with those fighter planes, and we do need to see what the bombers are going to do here. He does... Oh, he's pillaging? What is he doing with the bombers? Is he pillaging every turn, or what is this? Because you see the bomber again. Oh, or did he shoot... Never mind, he shot that unit out, the cav out. Okay, I see how it is. Getting more bombers out, and I guess we're gonna need to wait for the Statue of Liberty to finish. There is a race for the Statue of Liberty. I'm not mentioning it because you do see England is like 10 turns away and he doesn't have a chop in, nor does he have any great people to work to get it. Like the next one is Mimar Sinan, and he's 4 points out. Doesn't really give him an advantage there, while we got 4 turns for Bigonj to finish it. Again, no advantage here from getting a chop in. He doesn't have a chop, but he's gonna get it faster. What can I say? He clicked on it faster. It is what it is. HOH doesn't have any win condition after the statue is gone. That's it. Yeah, it kind of looks like the statue would be a long, the last effort over here, the last ditch effort. I do have to point out Rhabarbertee's commitment over here to take down the Phoenician army. He just kept on building, kept on fighting Phoenicia, and did manage to stay afloat with his science and culture. Both of them were kind of nailed in, I would say, the city count, and he did have, he did manage to build as many as possible. Couldn't quite get that many though, and neither did Phoenicia. Now Phoenicia did get his KTY, Carthage City, on the islands, and I guess he could build a few more, but it's just not good land for him to develop in. Of course, with arriving at the Cuirassier course, getting quite a few of these how to say, quite a few of these defensive points from the steel walls is going to allow him to defend until artillery is joined from China, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. Still, China is on replaceable parts. He's going to go infantry. Wait, he's going infantry. Okay, sure. We're going to see all of these the Tundra Killer Corps going against their opponents here. Why do we keep adding minus R? Wait, what? Why do you guys keep adding minus R to words? Also, hello there, big dog. How are you doing, sir? How are you doing tonight, sir? We do have Khornie getting some experience points from attacking to the encampments of Mapuche. Mapuche does have also his steel walls, and of course we do see Indonesian units are still dealing so many damage points against Eleanor. Eleanor is getting ready his tanks. He's 4 turns away from getting combustion, and I honestly I've seen tanks go against planes. Usually the planes do win that battle. So we do need to see how many planes Noob is going to get. I'm a bit concerned he's not fully committing on this. And of course, the longer it takes, the longer he's gonna, the more units England is gonna put on the defense here. And getting those cuirassier armies from the city of London is gonna allow England to get those tanks, and he might actually deal some damage back onto Poland and of course at the same time Indonesia. We do see in the Indonesian main cities some sewers coming up, and I do see a few calves. He probably wants to make sure he's gonna take cities if he's gonna hit them. And at the moment I don't see any kind of hits on the English units. No, on the English cities, I mean, not the units, the cities. The fighters don't have anything coming against them or defending against them. Usually you do need to defend against the fighters' anti-air guns, which are well, decent to stop the fighters. You do need a lot of them though. You do need them in the triangle to actually be effective. And as you see over here, he doesn't have even one of them. That's unfortunate. Out of curiosity, how should we pronounce law? The British are well known for adding R endings to words like law and order. Lord, oh wait, law and order. I mean that's law. I'm not sure why you need an R over there on law, and because law does mean something else. If you pronounce it, doesn't it mean like it's L-O-R-E? That, you know, it's totally different. Sweeter. Yeah, well, all triangle here does have something different. Sweater means sweater. Oh, you want to get that sweater on you? Yeah, it will look nice. That sweater will look very nice on you. That reminds me of that guy who's doing prank calls. Do you guys know him? The prank calls coming out on YouTube. He does these funny voices, and he calls out to different people with like the same guy or the same girl with different voices. He puts them a story in. Oh my god. He made like different characters for each of his voice. It's amazing idea. So cool. England seems to pronounce my ER as A, and the words ending with A as ER. I'm definitely prepared to accept that English is weird. It's a total come on, it's not that bad, bro. It's not that bad. Well, you gotta give it, right? American did evolve from British England, so British English. So it is what it is. And British English got mixed up with so many other languages during the centuries, because you gotta understand, every time another culture gets into contact with another culture, they're always gonna mix a little bit, and they're always gonna get some words differently. They will acquire some words, they will give some words, they will like change some words, and so on and so forth. So it makes us better. British English has changed so much since Shakespeare time too. Language change. Yeah, exactly. Like even in in Romania, we do acquire quite a few English words right at the moment in our vocabulary, and you do see people using them on a daily basis. Just their in English, they pronounce it in English and they use it in a Romanian sentence. Because it is what it is on some things. So for example, training, right? We don't say, if you go into a corporate environment, you're always gonna hear people talking about training, like, oh, I'm gonna get some training on that course, or I'm gonna get some I'm gonna need to get some training for my colleagues, or something like that. And instead of saying the full the Romanian version, which is either cursuri or antrenament. Training means it should be called antrenament in Romanian, but antrenament for us it actually means to do like the physical training. It's not mental training. It's not learning new. What is Romanian for computer? Calculator. It's calculator actually. Yeah. It is the same for you. Brazil language keeps advancing. Yeah, exactly. I think that's just a natural way of evolving, especially when you have like multiple cultures interacting with each other. It's just English is much easier to acquire and speak than other languages. That's why it went to the front line. It went to the forefront. I'm from the Balkans, and you can clearly hear how language evolved going from south to north. Like if you go to Greece to Germany, there is a clear language. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love it too. Like, oh my God, it's amazing to see this. By the way, we do have Sheffield getting bombed over here. Noob64 is slowly taking down that city, and we do see him invading with the land army as well. Multiple camps are over there, and it doesn't look like at the moment there's a response to this. The fighters are tearing apart the land units, while the bombers are taking out those defenses of the cities, and England is 2 turns away from getting combustion. He is going to lose Sheffield probably next time, if not this time, but I don't think he has... he doesn't have enough movement on these units to lose it this time. 30 seconds in Romanian. Oh my God. Okay, sure. We can do this really quickly. Okay. Avem Polonia atacând din... Oh my God. Mulțumesc Neo58. Thank you so much Neo58 for the 5 gifted sub. Thank you, sir. Mulțumesc foarte mult. So talking about Romanian over here. Avem Indonesia atacând din partea de est a Angliei, reușește să distrugă defensiva orașului Sheffield și în același timp cu bombardamente consecutive, multiple unități aeriene reușesc să preia pozițiile de lângă orașul Sheffield în partea de sud. De asemenea, unități terestre reușesc să ajungă în jurul orașului. Suntem la câteva secunde de a vedea orașul Sheffield fiind cucerit de Noob634 634. Pe cealaltă parte a hărții vedem cum infanteria chineză reușește să distrugă multiple unități ale Phoeniciei. Vedem cum Rhabarbertee nu se lasă să distrugă oponentul. Aici Rage are o problemă mare. I think those are 30 seconds. Also, welcome so much, by the way. Welcome 13013. We got Mythrog, we got Curtis Love. Welcome, sir. Exta 17 and Ece Garey. Hello there, sirs, and welcome to the stream. I like that I can understand every fifth word in Romanian. I can, so there are quite a few words that you can hear in the former Romanian language that are meshing really well with English, with French, with Spanish, and so on. But most of the time, in the normal speaking range of the Romanian words, you're going to see the other words come out, and they're going to be quite different. Salut, Panzerwaffe! Good evening, sir. Hello there. Welcome to the stream. Vreau să mă apuc. De ce vrei să te apuci? Vrei să te apuci tu de joc? Bine ai venit. Well, Panzerwaffe is telling us that he wants to grab onto something, and he wants to start up learning Civ. That's why. Ooh, welcome. He's also asking us how he should start this, and I would really say you should start first of all joining one of the multiplayer communities, either CPL, or you want to go for the French one for CVFR. If it's more easier for you to talk French, go for it. You can do some single player and cu care să... Oh, you mean with what civilization you should start learning? I would really recommend something like Rome, for example. It's quite easy to go for, and I think you can get a handle of it. There's so many details. Yes, I totally get it, but my like 99% of my viewers, 99.9% of my viewers are English, so it feels like I'm a bit, how to say, disrespectful to them if I talk in Romanian. I actually have a redeem. That's why you heard me talk in Romanian. I have a redeem for 30 seconds in Romanian, and you caught me doing that. Yeah, you cannot go wrong with Rome. Exactly like Eddie Coffin is saying. You cannot go wrong with Rome. Ar trebui să încep cu Roma. E cel mai bine. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Well, we do have Noob64 still tearing down his opponents over here with the fighter planes. Of course, you do see we do have research reps coming up from Ternate, and his science is booming. 400 science, 39 culture on Noob64. We did have tank armies being upgraded from both Polish civilization and, of course, the Eleanor England civilization. Poland is bringing up some artilleries from the south, and you do see Mr. Toes is really not gonna care. He's getting bombed to death over there from the east side. He's gonna still try to take out some of the Polish cities, and you can see, of course, both of them are gonna clash over here to the northwest of Wrocław, trying to go against each other. Yes, just start up with Rome. It's just the easiest one to go for. Well, I say it's the easiest one because it gives you some bonuses at the beginning, but honestly, if you look at it long term, it's actually quite hard to make it flexible as the experienced players. Guitarcha casually getting 126 science in one turn. 500. You mean 526? Yeah. You have developed a great channel and growth so much. Thank you so much, Noof. By the way, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. I'm doing my best over here to spread that positive and get as many positive people around me. I hope I can only say I'm proud. I'm proud of the community we're building, and I'm proud that we can talk about so many interesting subjects around the world, like the language, for example, that we just talked to, maybe some developments over here in technology, the movies and so on. It's just like, I'm so proud. Thank you. Speak about what Civ to start, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay. So, in order of appearance, I think you should start with something like Rome, and then you can go for something like wait a second. Whoa. Let me think about this. So I think you should start with land units. So not China, Persia. So Rome, Persia. I would say Cree is also a good one to start with. 4th and 5th. I wouldn't go Poland, it's too hard, bro. Khmer may be a good one to learn the monumentality phase, like to learn the faith game. And India, I would say it would be the 5th one. Like India, not Chandragupta, Gandhi. Oh, which one of the games? 6, straight up 6. You ignore all of the other ones, just start with 6. and get there's a package almost all of the time on something like G2A or the other ones. So which one is it? CD keys. I would actually say CD keys it should be the way to go. Give me a second. I can give you a hint over here, because they're like always packages for Civilization 6 to get all of the everything on it. Give me a second. I'll find it for you. Anthology, right? It's anthology, if I'm not mistaken. That's the all of the things in one combined. Yeah, this one. And just go for this, bro. There we go. If I'm not mistaken, I actually have a code on this, but I forgot to put it, so yeah, it's fine. I don't know if I have a code or not, but I think at some point I got some CD Keys affiliate. I don't know. I just didn't get it going. Didn't implement it. No, you don't learn anything if you start with 4 and 5. No. If you start with Civ 4 and Civ 5, they're like massively different. Yes. Massively different. Yeah. I did. I don't know what GOAT is, but I did watch the Lord of the Rings, the new ones. I don't know what GOAT is. Greatest of them all or something. So Civ 6 is the best of all. Yes, it's the best of all. Yes, it's the pinnacle of their gaming over here, of strategy gaming. I think it's actually even the only one of its kind. Some other developers did try it, but they like failed spectacularly. For example, Humankind just never spent on it. Oh, Game of Thrones. That's what you mean? Game of Thrones? Okay, I see. I actually watched Lord of the Rings, the new game, yesterday, by the way. Okay, so we do have England with multiple tank armies going against Poland. It looks like Khornie is going to be on the defensive. Quick moves coming out from Khornie. He didn't let England double wham slam his tanks. And you can see now he's going to be able to go on the counter-offensive. Sheffield did get new walls up. And as you notice over here, Indonesia is... gonna try to get that down again. Unfortunately, Noob 64 did skip a few bits to well, upgrade his fighters and the bombers, and you do see he did manage to get quite a few of them in the city of Ternate's hangars. Well, Sheffield is gonna go down another time, and we do have those Indonesian cavalries managing to get the pillages on the mines, and of course they're starting to run around his opponent's territory. With much pleasure. Cu plăcere. I remember playing Civ 3 online and everyone just wanted Praetorians. Oh, okay. Kick W. I don't think I ever played... I did try to play Civ 6 online, but it just was such a bad experience if I wasn't in the CPL. Until I actually got to CPL. When I got to CPL, totally different. Like, my world changed at that moment. I could actually play the favorite game I had with so many players coming out from all around the world, and it's so nice to actually see the differences. Like, you're gonna see the culture differences acting in each of them, like how they were, if they're gonna be more aggressive, if they're gonna be more peaceful, if they're gonna try to do more math than others, and how are they gonna put the problems in. And it's just amazing. Like, the diplomacy also matters. It's just unbelievable. I like it so much. We do need to see also on Scythia, if Scythia is going to enter the war at any point in time. From what I can see, she's going labs, getting those labs soon enough. She did go for industrialization, and of course we do see the extra production helping her so much to get to 530. Oh my god, the production difference. That's just... wow, bro, that's unreal. 765 production on Noob 64. The best one on HOH is 370. Then we got Synth 537, and then we got like 209. Mr. Toes on 223. Khornie second runner up on production on COC. Weltall 297. Khornie 569. Wow, that's just unbelievable. Mano a mano over here. It looks like they're losing their production points. Wow, it was 20 years ago, games on dial-up internet. Oh, we got a Weltall calling out the concede vote over here. It looks like they are not gonna take on the pressure anymore, and they conceded the game towards COC. Change of circumstance does get another point on their belt. We do need to see how they're gonna fare through this tournament. They have a very good chance, especially after this performance. To get the highest loss coming up from CPL. Of course, we do need to see the upcoming weeks and how they're going to develop in the other games. They do have WCG to go against, another strong team. They do have other strong teams in the same tournament. So we do have quite a race over here for those slots for the CWC. Let's take a look if they're gonna go in post-game chat. Let's see. GG, well played. Post-game 1. Oh, they just left. They just, they were like, I think they just got tired of it. Hello there.
Hello.
How are you doing, Raba? A long time no speak.
I'm doing fine. Yes.
Man,
actually true.
That war over there of yours, man. That war.
What about it?
Wow. Like you did manage to take that city 2 times, but couldn't manage to pressure Phoenicia to take all of his cities.
Yeah, I mean, he played very well defensively, right? There was not much. I mean, I'm also not a good offensive player, so this was not my comfort zone.
Okay.
But I think there was no other option for me to play this game. Like, I have no space. Stuck on 5 cities forever. So.
But H had the same problem though. 5 cities, that was it.
I mean, he's Dido, so he will settle coastal, and I have to go and try to erase him as much as I can.
I do have a big question for you, and I would have loved to hear the opinion of your team of HOH about why you didn't remap this map.
We didn't think about it. We thought it was okay because our initial spawns looked fine, and we didn't see the big mountain chain. Like, there's a enormous mountain chain between me and Mapuche, which cuts off like very much of our land. And
yeah, we had naval traders, and I mean all of us had no space, so yeah.
We didn't realize it early enough, I guess, or we thought we were fine with it, but actually it wasn't.
Did you even see Noob and Synth territory?
Yes.
They had like a third of the map just for themselves over there on the
yeah.
And the other third was for Poland alone, and then we had the other third.
Yeah. That Mapuche attack though, I think if Khornie would be here, he would be very annoyed. Where is Khornie, by the way? I guess not here.
I guess not here.
Yeah. How was it, Noob, to just sim to win?
Sim to win? I didn't do shit. Some planes, that was it.
Yeah. We did have a few people asking why did you settle on the western coast? I guess you wanted to get a positioning, but did you have like these planes in your mind from the beginning, or?
Yeah, of course. Your second naval free ink is really good. You can get like 300 science, you can go play. But Khornie was getting pillaged, so I couldn't upgrade my units, and I lost that city. Like, I needed iron. I had like 5 chariots before Eleanor even had like units, but I couldn't upgrade them.
So
no
the
iron
resources, yeah. That Mapuche pillage was on point through all of the plans. Yeah.
But we definitely outspawned them, so it was nothing special. Like, could easily outsim them again. Sedge.
Yeah. Did you let Synth get the or focus her on the gold generation, or was there another plan for Synth?
What did Sam do? I don't know.
Just hang out on my trackpad, enjoy the game.
I see. I see. Okay. Well, you did get that nice Temenanki there. Did you, like, from the beginning, wanted to get it on Generalus, or did you think about Miriv also? Because Miriv had more tiles, but Generalus had better, a little bit better.
No, I don't know. Well, yeah, Gerlonis is just my second city. I don't think it's, if anyone else was going for it in your third city is really risky, and there's very little production in Miriv as well, so.
Yeah.
That was not the plan, though. The plan for the game was Sokka's holy sites, all that stuff, but then there was no one to fight.
Oh man, I was thinking of this when I saw you pick Cynthia, and I was like, oh yeah, she wants war. She definitely wants war, and then you spawn all alone somewhere in the corner.
Yeah, feeding noob traders, feeding rage iron.
Yeah.
All I did this game was run equestrian orders for more iron.
Was it?
You actually run it.
I half the game. It was my only red card. I was in Merchant Republic.
Okay. Oh, why did you remap the first one? You did have Mapuche to fight in the first one. You were like close to him, and I guess
Indo had absolutely no space and no cities.
Yeah, that's true. So for Indo, okay. Well,
Yes,
you did
yes.
well for it.
Yeah, the other spawns were fine, but I know you were talking about throwing Indo under the bus, but it wasn't good enough.
We like throwing you under the bus first.
Yes. Well, I mean, my spawn was definitely better than your spawn the first game, so it
No,
was
it's pretty
kind of
shit
fun.
as well. Pretty
I
shit.
mean, this is true, but
Well, it was a good game to watch, but multiple moves here. I'm curious if Mapuche would have tried to go against you, because you only had like against you Rage, but I don't think he would have passed through that one tile choke.
Yeah, that's
No,
impossible to go through,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, and then well, I guess nothing much could have changed here.
Yeah, we should have remapped, definitely. That was
Yeah.
something we did not realize.
Yeah. Well, GG, well played. Was a good time to watch you guys. Amazing. And I
No problem.
understand
Thank
tomorrow,
you for
right?
casting, Michael.
With much
Thank
pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for casting.
Thank you.
Guys, it's time to go pubs. Let's go.
Let's go pubs, yeah.
Folks,
Have a
with
good evening,
Michael.
guys.
Oh, let's go.
Pokemon. Well, there we have it, boys. We heard from both teams. Rhabarbertee was 100% agreeing that they should have remapped this. They were not seeing all of the map, and they didn't realize there was so much map available, so much land available for their opponents to sim. And of course, the proximity to each other did make sense. The beginning, the close proximity of having the two Englands trading with each other, generating that gold, was nice. And of course you did see China go against Phoenicia, basically railing each other out. Poland did manage to get very good defense going against the Malon Raiders, even though he was kind of griefed. We gotta give him that, but did come out on top at the end of that. Of course, Khornie did manage to outsmart the moves over here and managed to get the good stats to come back on this game. He unfortunately needed a lot of resources from his allies, and that actually meant Indonesia couldn't upgrade a lot of his units on this western coast. But it is what it is. You give some, you lose some, and win some. We did see also Scythia. Man, I'm sorry about Synth. I know Synth really likes to win, and I know she, especially in this kind of scenario, she's a bit on edge. She was, you heard it in her voice, right? How bored she got at some point. And of course, I'm pretty sure she would have loved to see some, to have some Malon Raiders to go against somebody, or get those Saka horse archers to pummel somebody's cities. Anyway, we might see her do that in the next games. Tomorrow we're gonna have Sivjo going against La Table Ronde, and of course we're gonna need to see what they're gonna do in that game. Thank you very much for everything, much appreciated for the support, for the follows, for the subs, for everything, for the gifts, and of course the bits. We're gonna see each other tomorrow. Tabla Ronda going against Steve Joe, 1830 GMT, if I'm not mistaken. Let me actually take a look over here in the upcoming games. We do have, yeah, them playing 1830 GMT. Woo! Can't wait for that game as well. In the meantime, I'm gonna close this off, and if you do want to take care of take a look at my schedule, you can definitely join my Discord, exclamation mark Discord. You get an invite to my Discord server, and you can see these games lining up over here during the week. I do try to stream every day, and I do try to get as many games as possible from multiple tournaments. We also had the Barsake here on the stream earlier, telling us that we will see another one of those hidden cups in September, while we're gonna have one in October, in November as well. In the meantime, of course, if you're coming up from YouTube, thank you so much for joining. I do hope you enjoyed the show. Throw the thumbs up if you did. Throw the thumbs up if you didn't. It's still feedback for me, and I do hope I actually gonna get your thumbs up. Of course, subscribe to the channel, and I do hope we're gonna see each other live on twitch.tv/OnSpotTV. Bye, and have a good evening, everybody.